Welcome! Is my mic on? Well, it's on. Whoa, yeah. Welcome to the very first inaugural premiere edition of Critical Role Live! Woo! Guys, my name's Kevin. I am the social media director for Geek and Sundry. Yes, thank you very much. I am indeed a very cool person. I've been with Geek and Sundry for about 8 months now. It was really intimidating at first because I kept mixing up Vax and Vex. I still mix up Vax and Vex. But okay. What I was gonna say was that Critical Role fans are the warmest, most welcoming fans. Yeah, except for that guy. Right? But no, I love you guys. Give yourselves a big hand. Thank you so much. I want you guys to know this is our first time doing this. This is, as I said, first inaugural premiere. They're all synonyms, right? So if you're like me, you're extremely excited. But please remember that all the people at home are still watching. Say hi to the people at home. Hi, people at home. Right? So please do me a favor. Put your phones on silent. All right? The house lights are going to be kind of dim, so you can use your phones. You can tweet. You can do social media posts, whatever you want. If there's a Cubone somewhere, please let me know. Tweet at me. I need like 10 Cubones. But like, yeah, just put everything on silent and be silent about it. You can tweet about the show. Please use the hashtag Critical Role Live. Surprisingly enough. Do me another favor. Don't do like the concert pick thing where you like put your phone up and record for 10 minutes at a time because there are people behind you, as you may or may not know. So I'd really appreciate that. The other thing is, this is it's not like a Rocky Horror thing. So don't shout out like I would like to rate. Don't do that stuff. How do you want to do this? Please don't do that stuff. Be respectful of the people on stage. Think of this as like a funny play, right? You can laugh. You can woo, but maybe don't shout out suggestions, especially the suggestions that I know a lot of you have in your heads, right? Anyway, wait, I have one other thing. There's a merch thing. The merch table is going to be open after the show. Is that right? Yes, after the show, the merch table is going to be open. So if you didn't get a chance to get merch, you're going to get another chance to get merch. So don't worry about that. Is there something else? VIPs will get your posters after, so if you're a VIP, you'll get a poster. Just come where? Upstairs. Okay. Don't worry. Right. Thank you. Let's hear it for Claudia once again, guys. All right, so do you guys want to bring them out? All right. Let's start with the master of dick lightning and shit scrying, playing Scanlan Shorthawk, Mr. Sam Riegel! Woo! All right.
Thanks.
You get a car. You get a car. You get a car.
Woo! Guys, get your tickets to the gun show, because the gun show's coming to town. Playing Percival Fredrickson von Mussel Klasowski Del Rolo, third of White Staff. Yeah, right. Right. Taliesin! Let's bring him out. Taliesin Jaffe! Guys, put your hands together. Put your antlers on your head for Keyleth. Marisha Ray! Is she here? She's so stealthy. I don't understand.
Oh.
I'm an independent woman, all right?
No, never mind, I give up.
All right, let's bring out the man I have a massive man crush on. Maybe it's
already
more
here.
than a man crush. I don't know. Liam O'Brien is back still down! This next woman was stuffing exotic animals into tiny balls before it was cool. Laura Bailey as Vex'ahlia! She got the hipster glasses.
Yeah,
to
that's
prove
right.
it.
It's not for seeing at all, I don't think.
So the next guy, get out your tubs of mayo. For Mr. Travis Willingham is Gronk freaking Strongjaw! All right, let's
The
bring it down.
most applause.
Let's bring it down. Guys, there are certain names. There are certain names that people whisper with reverence. Because those names belong to the breakthrough artists in their field. Jim Henson, Bob Dylan, Madame Curie. Tonight we have one of those names with us. You may know him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Mercer.
Oh boy. That's a lot.
have to stay the
That's a
whole
lot of
time.
people. That's some.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of people.
Oh my goodness.
Already, me.
Oh my goodness.
Short up my positioning here in the camera for fine folks and
Check.
open my energy drink because that's what makes this show happen.
Caffeine and drugs.
Yes. Anyway, welcome everybody to our first Critical Role Live. All of you folks there in the internet and everyone here in person in Los Angeles. Welcome to Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors get together, roll dice, and play Dungeons & Dragons. Tonight, we have a fantastic pickup of last week's story where the adventuring party of Vox Machina found themselves wandering through the Feywild. However, before that happens, let us get to our fantastic sponsor for the evening. So once again, this episode is brought to you by Loot Crate. They've been awesome supporting the show. Thank you guys so much. The current Loot Crate theme for July is futuristic. It includes a lot of awesome Rick and Morty, Futurama, Mega Man, Valiant Comic stuff, Star Trek. That fun element there. Oh, we got music playing now. It's on.
Is it on?
Oh man, I feel like things are happening now.
Music's working?
That may be my.
Music works. Hey, you guys, music works.
Here we go. Perfect.
All
Tech
the
stuff
right
is
more.
coming together. Yeah, so futuristic is their crate theme this month. We also have the anime Loot Crate is themed Squadron, which has a bunch of stuff from Gundam, Gate, Arpeggio Blue Steel, Anti-Magic Academy, a lot of exclusive stuff. Of course, you guys can go ahead and get $3 off your subscription by going to lootcrate.com/criticalrole and putting in Critical Role, one word, to get your nice little Loot Crate subscription bonus.
I chew on Goku's head a lot. I'm fixated. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And the paint is actually healthy to eat, apparently.
Yeah.
So this is not at all the reason why Drog's intelligence is that low. But yeah, so if you haven't checked it out, check out Loot Crate. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring our show. We love you. Great. So next up, we recently had a T-shirt contest, didn't we? Laura, if you want to take that away from
Oh,
me.
this? Okay, so I get to announce who the official winner is?
You do, actually,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, this is so exciting. Okay, so the official winner of the first Critter contest is Against the Chroma Conclave, designed by Antmageddon. As of right now, that shirt is available in the Geek and Sundry store. For pre-order, it's going to be there for, I think, 2 weeks.
Yep.
And it's available in sizes small through 3XL, which we're really excited about. And yeah, so that's that.
Go
So
get one.
Go,
Awesome.
you guys, for voting on that. You rock, even with the
Yeah, seriously.
shenanigans.
There were so many amazing contenders for that contest. The community puts up
And we
really
got
big,
hacked,
crazy-
which means we made it.
Next announcement I have, when I arrived here, I discovered that there was an actual Poke Gym part of this mall. I'd like to ask Team Valor to go ahead and make sure that shit leaves red.
That was some mixed reactions.
Look, the whole San Fernando Valley's blue, okay? Give me something. All right, anyway, we have, it's become a thing. And we have another cool announcement. Travis, you want to take
Yes,
us away
we
on
do.
that one?
The response to this live event was so amazing that we are super stoked to announce that we are going to also be doing Critical Role Live in Indianapolis during Gen Con on August 6th, Saturday night. Tickets will go on sale. I think they're on sale now.
Right now.
Right now. So if you want to like silently on your phone or just ignore it because it's a much bigger venue, so tickets should be available. But we're all going to be in Indianapolis on Saturday night in Gen Con to roll some dice with you bitches live.
Hell yeah. So that's so if this wasn't nerve-wracking enough for me, we have another one in a couple weeks.
Pressure's on, dude. Pressure's on.
But super stoked. It's gonna be my first time at Gen Con. I've wanted to go for many years, and this is kind of a nice way to go, I guess. So check it out. Hopefully we'll see you guys there. That brings us to the end of our announcements,
shit.
and will bring us diving into the episode proper.
Before we go into not regular announcements, should we make sure and let people know that we're not having an episode next week because of Comic-Con?
That's true, actually. Yeah, we have. Well,
Oh, right.
I know.
Way to
I
bring
know.
down the room. Yeah,
I'm sorry,
you know the
guys.
room.
But no, that's a valid point. because all the company, everyone's going to be at Comic-Con doing panels and scheduling and stuff. There will be no episode next week, but I promise that we'll make the episode the week after that extra cool. I hope. So yeah, we'll let's go ahead and dive into tonight's episode of Critical Role. All right, we gotta do a story here. Appreciate it, but
We should probably just finish. I mean, that was great.
Height of the
yeah, no, thanks guys, that was
right
fantastic.
there.
All right, so bringing us in now back to tonight's episode of Critical Role. Guys, pay attention.
Illithid
The camera's already on. It's yeah.
Okay.
So, our intrepid band of adventurers, Vox Machina, found themselves recently traversing the Feywild in search of another vestige of divergence. In doing so, they managed to find an old friend in the nymph Nala, acquired some information, trading a book, and found their way towards the ever-shifting grasses northward in search of where the divergence, the object of the divergence lied. In doing so, they found a new ally, a new friend, a little satyr by the name of, where is it here? Garmelie. Thank you. Now, Garmelie, who had made some really interesting sketches of the party upon being caught, was then dragged into Scanlan's magnificent mansion, which Pike asked him to make a fantastic mural for the interior of that place, which I think still resides there to this day, and on the internet, as we've discovered. Upon traveling further north, hopefully to find their final destination in the form of the Shademirk Bog, where the Fenthras bow seemingly exists, you instead came upon Singorn, the city from the youthful days of Vex and Vax. Upon speaking to the head of the, pardon me, let's see all the nerves get the belching out, it works out well. Upon encountering Watcher Iova, watching the gate, recognizing the twins, let them within the actual city of Singorn, and that is where we left off. So, as you guys walk through the beautiful verdant city, tall, seemingly endless trees around you, many buildings naturally formed and built in smoothly carved stone, various ancient sigils. Throughout the entire cityscape, the very heavy armored verdant guard gathered in places in a general air of intensity and building military might within the city of Singorn. You have your invisible companion, Garmelie, who at some point in the near future has agreed to tell you what it is he wishes you to steal for him as part of the deal that was made by the twins. So, what would you like to do?
I feel like I should be very stern right now, but I can't stop smiling.
You're gloomy, lock it up, here we go.
I feel like the first thing we need to do is go see our father.
Right off the bat.
He's the one that's going to give us access to the rest of the city.
All right. Is Iova still here, or has she traveled off?
She's walked off. She
walked off.
literally let you guys in the city and went, do what you gotta do, and then turned away, and the rest of the guard...
seriously? So, like, no, the guard is following us.
The guard is following
And
you.
we remember where we're going, right? Because it's all the same as it was.
The city is the same as it was.
Well, I imagine we would go to his home, his home.
What time is it? I mean, we don't know what time it is.
It's dusk.
Thank you.
Perpetually dusk.
Oh,
But we just woke up.
Right. Okay.
Look at all those elves.
So many elves.
Is the little satyr, like,
Judging us.
is he holding on to my skirts, basically?
You actually don't feel
do we-
his general presence, and then as you move, you feel a slight tug at your belt.
Right, so can I, like, how far away is that guard that's, like, on our tail?
About 15, 20 feet back.
Oh, yeah. Can I, like, super slyly whisper, like, okay, so, like, at any point, are you gonna tell us what it is you want us to fucking steal?
You hear a whispered voice that kind of curls up by your ear. Strangely, given the fact he's so small, it's like the voice is being thrown right into the side of your eardrum. Goes,
Just be quiet. Find a place in which we can speak privately. And then I will be happy to tell you. Shh. Stop talking to the air. It upsets them.
It's really quite normal for me, but...
You should really watch that gas of yours with him back there.
Oh, you're so right. Hey, pull my finger. Yeah, that's the family reserve. Oh, he said we're supposed to find somewhere quiet to talk.
Maybe we should do that first, actually.
We have guards fucking following us. We have to go find our father.
We also don't know where we're sleeping tonight, or whether or not it's even permissible. We should probably have a conversation with whoever's in charge. Is your father in charge?
No.
Ish.
Ish.
He's a bureaucrat. It's not.
Excellent.
All right, let's go see Dad then.
Grog,
What?
your pants, they're sagging a little bit. Why?
What?
They're sagging a
Oh, it's like the new rage amongst the kids. It gives me super street cred.
Where's Garmelie? Isn't he? Aren't you
Caleb,
supposed to?
shut up about Gami.
Yeah, no, you know, ex-nay on the Garmelia. I think I'm doing Pig Latin wrong.
No.
It's this way. And I start walking off towards Dad's house.
I'm going to follow the twins.
all right.
Good.
I
I
look
throw up in
regal,
my
and
mouth
as
a
we
little.
pass elves, I say, Good day. Good day. Good day.
The few that look in your direction, Keyleth, take a moment to nod, look you over, and then kind of continue walking, seemingly perturbed by the sudden interaction and the immediate realization that you're not a full-blood.
Yeah, sorry, Keyleth, your ears aren't large enough.
That was
Normally what people
cold.
tell me.
Neither
The
am
size
I.
of your ears.
That's right.
So, as you guys continue following Vax'ildan towards the abode of their father, you keep an eye out towards the rest of Singorn proper. You see, the further into the city you go, interspersed with a few Iman guards, you see a handful of individuals that are human, and they're dressed in the actual attire of the guards of Iman. And they're intermingling right now with the Verden Guard, the military might within Singorn.
What were the name of the guards in Iman? Did they have a name?
The Iman guards.
The Omar. Yeah, totally.
They were there is a name,
Yeah.
and it's somewhere in my notes.
You
but
know, it's
we're,
fine.
We're good.
From,
You never asked.
From this
Keyleth
perspective,
doesn't
I
know.
can see your panic folder. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
That's where the magic happens.
That's true. We can't really see
No,
that.
this is exciting for us. For that.
So, you guys continue making your way towards the abode. After traversing on the outskirts of what would be the Tangleward side of the city, the eastern side, you travel in through an area of buildings that are very beautifully crafted, many of which seem to have stemmed from some sort of a tree growth, but upon closer look you can see it's actually carved stone to resemble a tree. And then eventually rises up into a somewhat spherical-like building, and there are many that build off of that to create this kind of neighborhood of various elven abodes within Singorn.
Fucking hate this place.
I think it's lovely.
This is gorgeous. Look at the craftsmanship. This is incredible.
You make your way.
Good day.
Good day.
You make your way towards the end of this particular. The guard's still keeping track behind you. You find your way to the end of the main road, and it splits into two smaller avenues. You know to take the left that leads deeper into the more the political family houses of Singorn. While your family was not a political house per se, your father, as an ambassador to Iman, was given a home in this location. It is your old home, though it appears to have been even further renovated and is much nicer than you remember. But the door is closed, and the dusk sun leaves you at a pause as you look upon the outside of this abode you have not seen in many, many years.
Do you want me to burn it down?
Yes. Yes.
No, just seriously, you seem super like gloomy. Are we getting in a fight?
No
Okay.
fights.
The
No
guards.
fights.
The guards now step up and flank a little bit, just keeping a close eye as you've now approached and effectively knocked on the hand of a relatively middle to high-ranking individual within Singorian society. Eventually the door opens and you see a woman standing there, bright blonde hair, braided and tied up in the back. She's wearing more of like a work gown for the day. You recognize her as Devana, the new wife of Sildor, the one that you had once met before in Iman when you guys came upon your father last time. As the door opens up, she looks out for a second, kind of taking in the whole group that is gathered on the outside of their home, and goes, My God, Vax'ildan, Vexalia, we weren't expecting you.
No, I can't imagine you were.
Well,
Is he here?
he is,
What time is it?
She kind of glances up and looks up. That's always a good question. The longer we stay in these realms, the more confused my daughter becomes.
How long has that been?
Well, weeks now, I assume. Best that our timepieces can keep.
Is Devana around?
She is. Would you like to see her?
Of course.
Come in. Is it just you two?
Oh, no.
No.
It's everyone.
Hi.
And Trinket, you remember Trinket.
Kind of nudges your arm to the side and comes forward and sniffs out to Devana. She kind of shrieks back a little bit and reaches her hand out to the nose and taps the edge of Trinket's face, and Trinket kind of
Wait.
licks her fingers.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
They respond better if you say good day and if you have your head.
If we say bidet,
Good day.
Good day.
bidet.
So very close.
The two guards closest to you within their helmets, their eyes narrow and they look at each other and shake their heads.
Oh, bidet, bidet.
Your accent is perfect. Don't change a thing.
Devana goes, very well. If you would all proceed to be quiet if you could. Isildur is working. And you may stay outside, she says to the guards, and they both kind of... We were given orders, milady, to... I understand that, but this is already a lot of people in our home. Stay close within earshot. It'll be fine. I trust them. The guards...
I wink at him as I walk inside.
No reaction whatsoever. You guys make your way into the home, and it immediately caught with a very, very strong smell of like a cedar. It's a very, very pleasant smelling home, and the hearth is warm. It's everything you wanted your home to be. And immediately hits you to walk in here and see this kind of life away from a life, seeing elements of it that remind you of your childhood and things about it that flash memories to your head of good times and bad in just a few mere moments. And at that same time, there's a sadness because so much of it has changed. So much of it seems better than the memory. And for a moment there, you just feel that little tinge of wondering how different it might have been. At which point that thought process is broken as Devana steps in and goes, would anyone like tea, perhaps, or
Sure, yes. Do you have like a oolong or
Or maybe like a chamomile would be great.
something like that? Yes, it's
Yes.
been a little scarce here in the Feywild. It's a bit
Sure.
more difficult to
Right.
farm herbs here than you'd think.
Oh, here.
I pull out some herbs that I brought from my garden, some of the glissfoil and other things from.
Thank you.
Here you go.
I appreciate that.
They won't scream at you when you pick them. It's good. It's good.
Thank you. What was your name again?
Oh, I'm Keyleth of the Ashari.
It's a pleasure to meet you again.
Good day. Good day.
That's really not necessary. You're in my home. You, sir, your name?
Whatever's available would be just fine.
I think she
meant your name.
That's a curious title.
But you can call him whatever's available as well.
Very well, coffee table. What's your name?
It's easier than the actual
Yeah.
For you, it is just Percival, and I am another visiting royal from Man's World.
All right. You, sir?
I'm Cold, the Kingslayer. Chuck Norris. Burt Reynolds. I have many names. You see, when you've traveled a road as long as I have.
Black tea, got it. And you, sir, the large one.
Oh, yeah, bidet. The name is Grog.
Very well. I'll return with Isildur once he knows you're here. It may be a while if you don't mind waiting, but the tea will come out post haste.
Benora, where is she?
Let me get it for you. She'd actually be very like to see both of you. She asks from time to time. She kind of brushes the little lock of hair that's fallen up into her face behind her ear and smiles and darts off towards the kitchen. A few moments pass, you guys kind of sitting in awkward silence, looking about the space in your vicinity, looks to the twins. Eventually, Devana comes out and sets tea for all of you across the central table in this meeting area. And behind her, you see, kind of clutching the edge of the skirt, you see this tiny, kind of long brown hair that is braided, but the braid's coming undone, kind of tomboyish looking elven girl, kind of peeks around the side of her dress and kind of hides again behind the back. And welcome back. Sorry about that.
What a battle!
The technical aspects, we're working through it, but we got through it. Thank you for your patience. So, for the last few minutes, we're not quite sure how much you guys may have missed, but a party wipe. We're rolling up new characters. No, well, for the Monday episode, we'll go ahead and make sure to splice anything that may have been missed for the past minute. But the party had come to the home of Sealdor, the father of Vax and Vex. They had a brief discussion with Devana, his new wife. Were given tea after introductions, and then briefly discussed the merits of being a warrior with their half-sister, Velora Visar. And upon discussing apparently a war of some kind, Sealdor made his way into the room. And you look and you see the long, dark hair of Sealdor, his pale complexion, his stern face, staring back at you all within the doorway as he closes it behind him and steps into the room. You see Devana sits up now and comes over to him and says, "My dear, would you like us to leave you alone?" He goes, "Don't worry, it'll be fine. Have a seat. Besides, we're all family. Well, some of us at least." He looks over to Grog.
Good day.
Good day indeed. He comes up and sits, and he's wearing long, kind of dark brown robes with gold and red embroidery on the side, but it's very kind of casual homeware. And he sits down, pulling up a chair across from you guys in this area, and takes one of the cups of tea and sips it. And you can see there's just like an intensity to his face. He's here, and he looks like he's partially inconvenienced by your presence, like he always did, but he also looks like he hasn't slept well. There's kind of some dark circles under his eyes, and he seems a little distracted for such a climactic re-meeting.
Surprise!
Surprise indeed. So, it's good to see you both. Glad you're in good health. You've come quite a ways to come speak with me, being as we currently reside within the Feywild.
It was a little bit further than we thought we'd have to travel. Why? The presence around the city that we're seeing, we understand why you fled, but what's going on?
Look, we had the entire Fort Daxio army down here, and we were to give aid to push into the nearby mountain range, where apparently there was an influxion of lizard folk. There had been a continuous problem, and apparently a break had been seen somewhere. However, we had sent most of our forces into the mountain range, and then received word that 3 great drakes were making their way straight from Singorn after the destruction of Iman. Knowing that, we had no recourse but to flee and prepare when it was time. Had we stood our ground, we would be the same burning crater that your fair city is now.
So you intend to go back?
What do you
You're
think?
amassing this army to go back and join the fight.
That is exactly what we're doing. The remnants of the Iman army we currently have here in the city, we've been building armor and weapons to make sure that the most sure-footed and strong of arm men and women of our fair city can make it to that battlefield and tear that beast down.
That's wonderful news.
Good. Why are you here?
We are here on a very similar range of business, to be honest.
And you are?
Ah, yes. Percival Frederick Stein von Musil-Kulowski de Rolla III of the Royal House of Whitestone, representative of Man's World, here on very important business dealing with dragons. We are looking for some objects, a few things that may help us in our fight against these dragons that have attacked us. We've already made headway against them, and we've already made headway in our quest to destroy them. Any help that your wonderful city could provide would be most agreeable.
Well, we currently have all of our resources engaged in our plans of attack.
Of
There's
course.
not much we could offer you other than, if you wish to stay here within the city, we could provide a place to sleep, food, and when the time is right, you may join our ranks into the fray.
We've come to the Feywild for something specific.
We're trying to head to the Shademirk Bog.
Why on earth would you be heading to the Shademirk?
We're looking for the bow of Fendris. It supposedly lives inside of a cancerous tree.
Right. Well, good luck with that.
Well,
Do
we
you think
will
it's
be.
possible?
I think it's a fool's errand to chase a fleeting rumor into a location that is known to devour and destroy anyone who steps within its bounds, but by all means, you've always been ones seeking the darkness.
He and I are wearing fleeting rumors. That one's got one hidden up his butt.
You hear Valora chuckle. Nirvana's like, shh, quiet.
I want to pull Valora over and sit her in my lap.
She kind of at her mom as she picks it up there, and you can see Nirvana kind of smiles as she does so.
Isildur, we have killed 2 of these dragons already. Nothing could please me more to hear that you are amassing forces here to go back. That is possibly the greatest thing I've ever heard you say to me.
I want to insight check him and see if he's really
Yeah, do
serious.
that shit.
Go for it.
Him or me?
26 on him.
All right. I'd whisper, but the microphone makes it useless.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's fine. He appears tired. He appears like a lot of his attention at times been put towards something
Being
important.
a giant dick.
Possibly. But he doesn't appear to be lying or fudging the truth at all. He's just tired.
All right.
He says, look, there are a lot of pieces at work here. If you have your own path, by all means. And while I have heard of some of your exploits, and I am quite impressed, and I hate to be blunt, but it's difficult and strange to mingle family of new and old. Your presence here brings up difficult memories for me.
Oh, you poor man.
Don't worry. We're not here to look for family. That would entail some amount of investment on either our side or yours. There is clearly none. We are here to do business. Do you know where the bog is?
Yes. It's duskward of here.
Fucking shit. Well, some people go this way, and some people go that way, and some people go both ways.
It's like being on a ship forever.
I have not traversed this land extensively. I've been here working along with the heads of the city to make sure we are ready for this attack.
When do you plan to return?
A few weeks.
You're joining other armies. You don't plan to find Thordak on your own.
Well, there is intent to join up with the remnants of the Fort Daxio force. They have not gone to Amon themselves, and they currently reside camped out near where Singorn usually is. We have a few groups that are set on the other side of the Veil in the Prime Realm, and they are keeping an eye out for this. A few scouting parties are in Amon as we speak, trying to gather intel on Thordak himself. Once we have that information and we can formulate what to expect, then we can attack.
So you're trying to go after Thordak himself. That's your first target, is Thordak?
It's currently the largest threat to our safety, our home, and our return. Don't think this is the first time a red dragon of that size has been felled. There have been ancient ages of various deaths from his people. It's not impossible, but we need to be ready.
Just a heads up, pro tip, dragons can fly.
And I take it you're their leader?
Of the dragons?
He very slowly sighs while grabbing his tea.
I've clearly lost your father. It's all right.
Well,
Intelligence is very low, Grog.
in the interest of dealing with Thordak, we are going to need access to libraries, any of your people who may know something about this bog, and accommodations befitting those of us who are titled.
As well as access to certain parts of the city. We need some items to acquire within the city before we set out.
Also, it would be nice to find shelter for those of us who are not titled.
And I had asked for an oolong tea. And this is more of an Assam, I would say. Sort of a black.
This is technically what you do, though, isn't it?
Devana says, I'm terribly sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, not you. Not you.
Sildor kind of crosses his fingers together and... I can give you a letter that will grant you entry to a few of our general storehouses. However, most of you are outsiders, and others have been ostracized in their own right.
But you will respect titled entry. Those of us who are court can converse with the court.
Your title, your court, is unfamiliar with me. I doubt it will hold sway within this town, this city, this entire realm. But you speak of great importance. Are you the leader of this troop? He who brings up words of courts and titles?
For the moment, why not? I will say, I know the Feywild by reputation, and by reputation, you are known for your manners. And any kingdom should be measured by manners. That's the currency that is the easiest to come across.
Manners, by the way, are extremely effective in times of peace. This is not one of those times. However, I appreciate at least you acknowledge the way things sometimes work. So, daughter, son, what else do you need of me?
Honestly,
Need
nothing.
or want anything from you.
Yet you still came to my home.
Oh, well, yeah. We got what we wanted, which is access to the city.
We're not here to be friends or to rekindle anything, but it seems like we want the same thing in a roundabout way. We want to end these dragons. We want to return the world to what it once was. Any help you can give in spite of our past, in spite of all the bullshit between us, will be appreciated by more than just she and I.
We know you have no love for us, but think of those you do love. And I hug Valora. Don't you want to make her safe?
That's exactly what I intend to do. If you wish to help in that, then so be it. I'll pull what I can within the city. Just leave me to my business, please. You see for a moment there, for all the facade, all the front that he puts up, that strong distance facade, you see the fatigue break through, and there's a dark heartbreak. This is a greater threat than we've ever faced in our lifetime. And many of those in this city have lived quite a while. We have to do things right. Don't be foolish. Too many lives have been lost at the hands of these dragons. Some closer than others.
Do you know of anyone that has traversed more of the Feywild, that would know of what we might expect?
The one who's seen it the most with the High Warden. I could probably get you passage to see her, but you're going to be heavily guarded.
All right.
You guys do know it's the High Warden. Tirelda is her name, and she is actually of the bloodline of Yenlara, who founded Sigorn centuries ago. She currently is essentially the de facto leader, though it's more of an internal republic. She is the final decision maker in most of Singborn's political and social endeavors. Would that suffice?
Twill.
Twill.
Good day.
Good day.
Curious manners, your friend. Ian takes his tea and pours another cupful and leans back in his chair. 2 dragons, you say, you've killed?
That's right.
More than that, isn't it?
Of the conclave.
Of the conclave, we've killed 2.
Which ones?
Umbrasyl. And... What was the other one?
Blitzen.
Blitzen. What was the name of the other one?
Hang on.
It was General Krieg.
That one.
The blue one.
And then
It was the blue one.
we've also killed a white
You know, we thought so little of him, we didn't even remember his name.
Brimskype?
Brimslife. That's the one.
But also, we
Daddy.
respect him enough
Sleepy.
to learn his name.
Well, your story has charm. I have to admit, I have gotten word of at least one dragon felled on the other side.
I pull out a dragon's tooth from Umbrasyl out of my pocket and I just toss it to him. That's the result of the doings of your children. You should be very proud.
I am proud. I am proud. But the city lives differently. Understand the difficulty that your presence puts upon our family with you being here. I mean no disrespect. And it's fine in this trying time. But while you too may have undergone much ridicule in your youth, I saved you from the brunt of it.
You. Headphones, dear. You fucked some random woman in a city you passed through. And you expect us to feel sorry for you?
You should have left us to
You
be with
pulled
our
us
mother
away
when
for-
she died.
For nothing! Why? Why pull us away from her if you had no love? We would have been happy with her.
Because I had hope that you would be worth more, given that you had my blood in your veins, than to waste away in some small hovel.
If I could pull the blood of you from my veins and give it back, I would. I want no part of you.
There are many things we wish for, but we have no choice but to take what we are given and make the best with what we have. Even with this rift, there is still a part of me that cares for you both and is genuinely happy that you live and that you rise and that you prove what the rest of these fools in this city said you were incapable of. Yes, I am prejudiced, but I still fight it every day. And I'm not going to lie. Every time that my daughter, your half-sister, laughs and plays stealthy Vax and Vex on her own, it makes me smile. You inspire others outside of our city walls with your doings. I think that's rather large of you. As foolish and as damned deadly as some of these endeavors may be, you inspire. That's more than I've done in my lifetime. So, care not what I think. Care not how your mother died. Just avenge it. For both of us. Show your little sister that you can rise up and destroy whatever comes in your way. Hate me all you want. It's only half scorn from me. I live with my regrets. I tried to bring you up right, but that upbringing was not right for you. And by the time I tried to return you, it was too late. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Tavana goes, anyone want any more tea? Oolong, you said, yes.
You've got it.
Right. She leaves awkwardly.
Just so you know, what they did against the dragons was like incredible. Like all of the rest of us were like, we're dying. We don't have anything we can do. And they came in, they were like, kill, stab.
No, Percy! No,
then-
don't die.
What are you doing?
I'm being blood out of your
Yeah, we're like,
jugular. Just go with
And they
it.
came in, they killed them all. And like, it's the only reason we're alive.
It's
really.
true. It's
very true.
Vax
Yeah.
wanted to go inside the dragon. I was like, no.
Yeah.
He was like, no, let's do it. Cut his way out. Went back and saved me.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That does indeed sound quite crazy.
I mean, the balls on this one.
Let's be honest, Grog.
Yeah.
They
Lord
both
Grog,
had-
peanut butter strong jaw. I have titled.
I'd say they've both proven to have more balls than most of those in our city.
Look, we're never going to be a happy family.
No, that is right.
But if you want to make reparations, help us on our path. It will only help you on yours.
And he stands up from his chair and walks his way back to his study and closes the door behind him.
Well, fuck. Guess he's not into us now.
I thought we weren't getting in a fight.
Lord
No,
Grog,
this
peanut
is good.
butter.
This is good.
Do you want
we
me to take a
mate?
dump somewhere?
Not yet.
Oh,
I will.
headphones, darling.
Oh, sorry.
She kind of pulls your hand down and looks at it and goes,
Take it down.
No!
I like him.
It's Gnomish. It's
I like
Gnomish.
him.
Doesn't mean the same thing.
Did you...
She's now transfixed on Scanlan.
Don't tell your mother I said that.
Darling, he
It was
takes
him.
blue sparkly booze.
Blue sparkle booze? Can you teach me?
Do you have any blueberries?
I'm gonna ask Mum if we got blueberries.
She gets up
gotta
and runs
go.
off to the kitchen. A few minutes pass, and Devana comes back out holding the tea on the cart and goes, "Who taught my daughter to say blue sparkly poo?"
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that like a swear word?
Velora.
That's weird. You
sparkly
should really
poo
control
bad.
the people in this city from talking about that.
She got it
It's
at
weird.
preschool, I think.
So many soldiers everywhere.
Loud.
Velora, go to your room.
I've never heard a soldier say, blue sparkly poo. I feel like she didn't get that from a soldier.
You've never
the
really
tea
been
bag.
in war, have you?
The door opens from the far study, and you see Sildor walk back in, holding what looks to be a rolled-up piece of paper with a seal on it. He heads over and kind of tosses it onto the table. That will grant you passage through the city. That'll grant you a single meeting with the High Warden. That's the most my power can do at this time.
This is a belt buckle. Why?
We're playing pretend.
Oh, it's a okay. Oh, it's a sealed scroll now.
May I see that really quickly? I give it a read. Pretend. Good.
Pretend. I'm pretend handing it off.
Ooh, good object work.
Good job. That's nice.
Now get in the
I
canoe.
really see it.
No, it's not.
Right. They're all elves. I can't.
Oh, there's a charger.
So this grants an audience for all of us then.
Yes.
You're going to have to amend that one name, though, just to be fair. It's Lady Vexalia.
Lady?
Lady Vexalia, Baroness of the Third House of Whitestone and Grand Mistress of the Grey Hunt. So, good sir, despite your relationship with her, do watch your manners.
Tea spit take.
My apologies, Lady Vexalia.
Well, you didn't know.
And you could see, like, there's confused surprise, but a smile does curl across the corner of his mouth. I will make the amendment immediately. And he steps back up, takes it from Percival, and makes his way back to the study.
Thank you, good sir.
Darth
appreciate it.
Vader.
He returns, hands you the amended paper. Good luck.
This is a belt buckle, though.
It's a gift from your mother.
You should thank Percy.
If you do intend to make your way towards the Shaper, be careful. Be safe. And if anything comes your way that you feel you are incapable of handling, run. We don't need heroes right now. We need survivors.
No promises?
He shoots you a very dark look.
Sorry, the House of Peanut Butter will continue its bloodline. I don't know.
I will send word. Where can I send word to retrieve you when the time is ready for us to attack?
Do we have accommodations in the city? Was that?
Yes, but we'll be in Whitestone.
Oh, yeah.
I will send word to Whitestone, and we plan to return to the Prime Material and preparing our forces for attack upon Fort Akenimon.
If not, reach out to Allura of Amon.
I know Laura well, and I can reach to her.
I had a feeling you did.
Are you hitting on their dad?
Anyway.
Does everything look like hitting on people to you,
It
Scanlan?
does. It does.
It's the Scanlan filter. It's on Snapchat.
Yes. Take off the beer goggles. Take them off. These are +2 magical beer goggles. Take them off.
He stands up, and at this point, Devana kind of enters beside him, puts her hand on his shoulder. He looks to you with his hands crossed before him and goes, I wish you luck and safe journeys. I appreciate you coming by. It's good to see you both.
Where'd our sister go?
Turns and Devana goes, she's in her room for using bad language.
Poo is a really terrible word to say, I think. Good thing she didn't say any of the other words that she heard in here.
Yeah. Hold on, and she leaves and comes back, this time with kind of pushing Valora from the back, and Valora kind of walks up, pouting with her arms crossed, holding her little owl bear under her arm.
Come here, come here.
She runs up and gives you a big hug. It's like, are you leaving?
Yeah, just for a little bit, though.
You just got here.
I know. Listen, do me a favor. Keep scraping up those knees, will you? You crawl anywhere you want in this city. The higher, the better. And listen to your parents some of the time. But not all of the time.
I can already do that.
Oh, and
She gives you a little kiss in the cheek, and then runs, as you say, and runs up and puts her arms around you and kind of almost pushes you back. She's bigger than you remember, and it's
she is. I pull out one of my owlbear feathers that I picked up with Zara, and I tuck it behind her ear.
Oh, what's this?
It's an owlbear feather. I know.
She steps back down and looks at her little plushie. And
You keep that behind your ear and you wear your necklace, and you never forget that Vex and Vax love you very, very much, dear.
Listen to us. You are not our half-sister. You are our sister.
She runs up and hugs you both, one in each arm, and then steps back down. Thank you. Come back soon, please.
Of course. Come visit me and my Baron. Miss me.
She runs back to her mom's side and looks at her mom and goes, "Who?" Devana rolls her eyes and goes, "Oh, thank you so much."
Shit's a good word too.
Covers her ears.
Are you doing that now? Penis wiggle!
You see Devana's looking cornered. It's like, shh. Sildur actually starts laughing. I hope that's good day then.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day. And Sildur bows. You all slowly leave the house, and right before the door closes behind you, hear a little voice go, "Shit!" The door closes.
We're those terrible influence side of the family, aren't we?
I run up and I give Percy the biggest hug possible.
It's the gift of smugness.
Wait.
It never goes away.
Is it wait. No, was it all just a...
No, it occurs to me that we did kill 2 of the 3 barons of Whitestone the last time that we were there. So... There's no house, and there's no money, and there's...
Scanlan, it's the one Scanlan burned.
It's the one that Scanlan burned.
That's the lady of the house that I burned down.
And there's just a crypt, and that's being used for other things. But
But you have a title!
But you do have a title, at
Even
the very
so.
least. And once a year you have to do something ridiculous.
Even so, Percy.
You're welcome.
I thank you so much.
Use it in good health.
I lean over to Scanlan and I say, "Did you notice that their dad was saying bidet wrong?"
I did.
I thought he was like a highfalutin type.
You should just say it even louder to make sure people know the correct pronunciation.
I know. We could be a force for good in and outside of the city. Bidet!
Bidet!
The guards that are waiting for you outside of the house just sigh very loudly.
All right.
Change is hard.
All right. So you have your
Paper.
your parchment. Within the next half hour or so, it's not difficult for you guys to go ahead and find sleeping arrangements for the evening within Syngorn. You're met for the most part with standoffishness and curiosity with your approach, but upon showing the paper, there is a sudden realization and a formality that is brought to the conversation, and you can't help but enjoy it, the two of you. You haven't walked through Syngorn and been forcing people to show you the respect you've always wanted, and there is something slightly cathartic about that. But you managed to find accommodations for the evening's rest. The guards proceed up into the secondary floor where your room is kept. Will not enter the room, but notify you that they will be staying outside of the doorway to ensure that both you are protected and that you don't do anything crazy in the night.
What?
That's stupid.
It's all right. We'll figure it out.
Respectable.
It's
Yeah.
adorable that they think they could stop us if we tried.
I know. Are we all in rooms next to each other, or are we in one room?
Dorm.
It's a series of rooms within what it looks like it was a one-time military barracks that has since been renovated to be it's not really an inn or tavern. There aren't a lot of travelers that come through Syngorn that don't actually live there or have a home. So it's more being used for storage, but they've cleared out an area and they've put up beds, and it looks. Syngorn storage room is pretty nice by the standards of like Kymel or Westerun, so it's not too bad.
Sure.
There's some Art Nouveau happening.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I really ask.
Have they already locked us in our rooms?
No, you've just gotten to your rooms now. So
We're a very religious group, and we like to have like a family prayer.
Yeah, at the end of the
Speaking
night.
of, wait.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Where the fuck is Pike?
Oh, shit.
Did you not know?
She was right behind us.
And you all realize in the chaos, of the tension of meeting your father.
She must have gotten lost.
Yeah. No.
No, she's here.
You catch a sudden flicker of divine energy in the space of the hallway near you. The guards kind of step back, looking a bit, freaked out and grabbing their weaponry, and you see like a burst of Pike's face coming through her divine form, and she just says, "I'm sorry." Disappears. Comes back. The walls can't maintain. And her form vanishes once again.
Fucking Verizon.
Great, now we'll never have them as a sponsor. Thank you.
Go T-Mobile.
Wait, no. No.
It's all right. She can come back
Have like
later.
a little family powwow in maybe one of the rooms before we all tuck in for the night, and you put the masking tape over each of our doors so we don't sneak into each other's rooms, high school field trip, yeah? Yeah?
Well,
Never mind, don't worry about
Any
it.
of those words.
Never mind.
Do as you wish. We'll be here if you need us.
Right.
Okay.
Do you need anything? Drinks?
We need to talk to the little fucker.
Then, oh, what?
Wait,
Oh, yeah,
wait,
yeah. Oh. Well, let's all head inside for
Yes.
prayer.
Actually,
We'll need food and drink.
God, is there one of you? Could you go get us some food?
Oh,
We're
kill
very
an idea.
hungry.
And wine. Maybe some wine.
It's very good.
As a baroness, I'm very used to getting food when I want it.
One of the guards steps forward and says, "Let me see that parchment once more, please."
That's not it.
That's a belt buckle.
My belt buckle.
No parchment when you see
Rolls
it.
back up, hands it back. I will retrieve your necessary meal, drink, and other requests you may have.
Thank
Chicken,
you. I want anything but chicken.
Noted and noted. And he turns around and leaves to the three other guards standing outside of your rooms to do about as you please.
All right, so we picked the
Go
biggest
into
room
the
and we
room.
all
Biggest
go into
room.
it.
Yeah.
Pick the suite.
It's a
Whoever got the
two-bedroom on
suite.
opposite sides, and there is a window that has a beautiful view of the central lake that sits in the center of Sincorn that the entire city is built around before it meets the base of the mountain range that it's buttressed against.
Titicaca.
That sounds elvish, but it's nothing.
Oh no, I just like saying that.
The door closes behind you guys.
Gormiti.
There's a little flash, kind of a sparkle of arcane light as the satyr form goes,
That was a little harrowing. You didn't tell me you were going to bring me into the belly of the beast so soon. We didn't even talk about. That was really good tea, by the way. That was quite delicious.
How did you
Drinking
get to
not
sleep?
see.
How
I'm
did-
very
is that-
quiet.
I was wondering where my tea went.
Now, hold on. Did you steal anything while you were in there?
No!
Garmili.
No!
Insight check.
I don't
Yes,
even.
can I assist him?
We don't even
Natural
need to
one.
inside check.
he is about as hard to read as anyone you've come across in the
Can I
Feywild.
try? Can I try?
Sure.
I feel like we don't need an inside check to know he was lying.
I got a 17. I'm way more better than Scanlan. Natural insight. 28.
28. Through his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do a little entangling right underneath of him and start checking his pockets TSA style. Start giving him the frisk.
These vines wrap up around his legs, and he's like, "Go! I would just go!"
Into the pockets. Into
Let
the
it happen.
pockets.
He has
Just
pockets?
let it happen.
I'm
Where's the pocket?
In his vest.
Oh, in his vest.
in his vest pockets.
Them.
His vest pockets.
Better not be an owlbear in there. I'm going to be very upset.
No, you reach into one pocket, it's empty. You reach into the other, and your arm goes quite far into the pocket, farther than it should.
You little devil.
What?
Literally. a little
This
devil.
is extremely degrading. We had a deal.
It's empty.
Is this a pocket of holding? I think about fancy silverware that I might have seen in Sildor's house.
Nothing. It's just an empty space.
Come on, keep going, keep going.
I think of fancy teacups because he mentioned drinking tea.
Steals teacups.
Nothing.
God damn it!
I
Stolen
cast
anything?
friends.
Shit.
Think of gold. Think of gold, Keelan.
I cast friends.
Gold? Oh, I
Cast
think of
friends.
gold. Sorry, I'm not materialistic.
Hold on.
We're going to have a working relationship.
Why'd you say that like it was a bad thing?
I mean, I'm not. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
He kind of smacks the side of your arm and is like, "Get your hand out of my pocket!"
Ow.
This.
Keyleth,
Look.
check the fur.
Wait.
Check the fur.
I tried to check the fur. She has a pat
Let's give him a chance to fess up.
This is not why we're here to talk. We are here to discuss the elements of our agreement. 2 things I require your aid in taking, and then I show you to the outskirts of the Shademark.
Oh,
I
Correct?
feel like now we already know where the outskirts of the Shademark are. What
But
a
do you know the
stupid deal we made.
dangers that are on your way?
Yeah, you told us about all 3 dangers that we had to face.
That's true. That's true. I have them written down. The Hut of Lordana,
Yeah.
the last camp of Soradin the Happy, and the
And the
theater.
And you think those are all the dangers? There are so many! It's a dangerous place! Stop touching me!
All right, hands off him, hands off
Just
him.
tell
I
us what
wanna
the
hear.
2 things are that we
Yeah.
need to steal.
Yes.
All right. I require a piece of a threshold crest.
What the fuck is that?
Of a threshold crest?
Giant
Or
stones on the
threshold
outside of the
crest?
city.
Threshold crest.
Threshold.
Which you
crest.
recall are the blue stones
Wait.
that are in the walls around the city.
That's the stupidest thing.
Oh,
Is
no.
Why is that stupid?
Because then they can't go back.
Don't have to get it from the wall. I'm sure they built it from something and there might be a reserve somewhere.
Right, in the other dimension that they came from, you realize Singorn didn't originate here in the Feywild.
Yeah, but the whole
I
city.
understand that, but just
Oh, Lord have... Oh, sweet Sarenrae.
Well, are those
Wait.
magical?
Okay, a threshold crest.
A piece of the
a
threshold...
piece of a threshold crest.
Okay, that.
Just put a sliver.
The
About
same-
a
Sliver.
Yeah, like a little chip.
The same material or
No,
the
no,
ones
no,
we
no,
saw?
The same
a piece of a
material
threshold
enchanted
crest.
that is functionally able to be utilized in the same fashion.
No problem. What else?
Great. I also want the High Warden Tyrelda's hat.
Her hat?
Do we know what her hat looks like?
You do, actually.
What does it look like?
It's a pointed small tricorn made of green velvet that she wears when she goes on, like, excursions outside of the city. or
Oh my
sort
god,
of,
she's
like-
got like a pirate tricorder hat?
It's like it's small and very
No!
long kind of.
That's awesome!
Imagine a pirate hat with a little more of an elven sleekness.
Wait,
to
wait,
it.
like a Robin
Sick.
Hood hat?
It's kind
Like
of
Peter Pan!
Oh my god, like Peter Pan!
Sure, yeah.
You know, I wasn't looking forward to this moment, but that actually sounds like fun.
I know, I can't want to take that.
So
High Warden's
That's
hat.
it, that's all you need.
that's all.
And
I will fulfill my side of the deal.
I have a vague idea of why you might want a piece of the threshold crest, but why would you want the High Warden's hat?
Yeah, what are you, sweet on it?
Because I have my reasons.
So,
Uh-huh.
are you going to give us what you stole now? We have an arrangement.
We do have an
It's
arrangement.
only fair. Come on.
Reaches into his pocket and pulls out what looks to be a very, very finely sculpted bronze statue.
that was gonna be my
of
next guess.
Isildur that was gifted for his essentially his work with Iman and establishing better trade routes between the city and this. It's basically a good job, salesman of the year,
Right,
Lord of
sure.
Isildur's.
They stole his Emmy.
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
I immediately
No,
jumped.
it's like they
Dad.
stole his gold watch.
I yoink it out of his
like
hand.
Without the
Give it to-
Yeah.
I'll take that. I got it right here. It's a belt buckle.
It's a belt buckle.
Right on my belt.
It's so weird. You like pickpocketed a thing that wasn't even like expensive.
Why did you take that?
He can't
Yes.
help it. He's klepto.
Oh.
No, it was there and nobody was looking.
Because it ultimately doesn't matter. You know how awards work. Come on.
Regardless, we have business to tend to. Come, come, we have a hat to catch.
All right. Oh, you want to come along?
Oh, hang on. Before we all leave, Vex and Vax, what did your dad do back in the day? Because he knows Allura and he talked about knowing Thordak.
He's an ambassador to the city.
Does he have any type of fighting capabilities?
If he does, we never saw it.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, he'll bore you to death.
Yeah. He can talk a lot.
Because it sounds like he was a part of the mission to lock in Thordak 11 or so years ago.
What? No. No way.
He mentioned that he's been down this road before. And
He knows Allura because he was one of... He knew the council members. He's the one that set us off to find...
He's a traveling
So
salesman
Gregory
that sells politics.
Yes,
He's not
him. That guy.
anything all that fancy.
Well, if he sells politics, there could be a lot in selling war against a dragon. I'm not trying to be a dick, but your father was kind of a dick, so I'm just questioning it.
No, he's an asshole.
Okay.
That's totally fine.
I'm not trying to talk shit about your family.
No, feel free.
Okay.
Y'all should totally fight right now. Just fight in the room while we're all here and take off your clothes.
I'm just saying.
Only way to solve it.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, that's a very dark and disturbing thought. I'm very impressed.
The naked
Thank
part?
you. I've been learning from you.
Thank you. Now I feel guilty.
I don't mean to question him. He just said a few things that raised a few hairs on the back of my spine.
Well, maybe we can ask him about it.
You have hair on your spine.
Yeah, no, that's...
About this time, I
show
use
those
alter
to me.
self to go like a little half minxy and kind of get those like, you know, like when a dog is pissed off and it like
Sweet.
ruffles
Yeah,
the hair
she
towards
turns around
Rob.
and shows you this like emerging patch of fur that is like beginning to push out the back of her shoulders.
That's real sexy.
Pretty sweet.
You like that?
Tea
I'm
hot.
I'm not
No,
complaining.
it is a very fair point, although I would say I think it would be best to talk to Allura about your father rather than talk to him again. I think he's
Oh no.
possibly had enough of us.
Oh, I'm not
for a while.
suggesting talking to him again.
So we have the meeting, we go get the tricorn hat from her like boudoir. And
Yes,
then
please.
And then we go get the crest on the way out, right?
Maybe we can.
Sure.
Maybe we can even find a clue about where this crest thing is from the meeting. Before.
Grant, it's a great idea. You guys, it's a great idea.
Should we sleep before the meeting?
I think the meeting is actually tomorrow. Let's.
Yes.
Oh, it's not. It just says we get one meeting. I don't think it's been scheduled yet.
It has
Right.
not been.
It's scheduled
Should we
for
go
dusk
schedule
time.
it?
Scheduled for
Let's
dusk.
schedule the meeting.
Or maybe we could send one of the shitty guards to go schedule it for us.
Is he back from getting us food? Maybe. Oh no! I hope he's not because I want to send the second one off on another errand.
Ooh. Because you're a lady.
Because I'm a baroness.
I don't think they're going to
Wait,
leave us on guard.
I have made such a terrible mistake.
You go and check the hallway, and the guard hasn't returned, and the three suddenly spin around as the door opens.
Hello.
Fuck me.
We require a meeting with the High Warden.
I do a little gust cantrip from behind the door to make her hair blow in the wind.
I need to take this with me
No.
to make the meeting schedulable.
Schedule.
Yes, of course.
Schedulable.
Schedulable.
But
When would we like the meeting? Tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You guys did wake up about like 4 hours ago. Yeah.
Today.
We'll take the meeting at dusk.
Today.
After siesta. Right after siesta.
It's like northern Alaska here.
It is.
so fun.
Very well. I'll return. He turns around and leaves. The other two guards kind of look at each other like, "Thank God it wasn't us." They both stand at the ready as you close.
Let that be a lesson to the two of you. about making fun of a foreigner's accent. I'm watching you.
The door slowly closes.
Schedulable.
The fawn, of which is currently Garmelia, is up on one of the beds right now, just kind of stretched out.
So, what are you waiting for?
That's your bed, Keyleth.
Oh man.
And brings up one leg.
Trinket jumps up on the bed and snuggles in with him.
No! Oh, no!
Oh, they're shedding.
The bed kind of. The bottom cracks and the bed actually falls flat on the ground. The spring's destroyed.
It's all right. It's like a futon now. It's like college.
Have we seen any of these threshold crests on our way in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we walked
yeah.
past some.
They're those little blue stones that are keeping the city here.
But don't say it like it's obvious. I don't pay attention to shit.
But we just need a sliver of one.
Right, so like I could take Vax's head and smash it against one and then pick up the pieces. No, that's a bad thing from your frown.
Although Grog doesn't have the worst idea. And I don't mean smashing Vax's head. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. But don't we have some, like hidden gems? Because I'm really terrified if we start hacking away at these stones, what might happen.
They might not be able to return.
So maybe we can do something kind of fakey.
He's in the room.
He's asleep, right?
No, he's currently partially crushed by a Trinket in the bed and goes like, I can hear you!
Fine.
I mean, we have jewels and shit, like just stuff hanging around, but what does
How
that
do we know if we can chip a piece off without ruining the whole
I wouldn't risk
I
it.
think we should talk to some people and ask
Yeah.
a couple of questions.
Maybe
around town
somebody
first.
that. And maybe the High Warden knows. Maybe
Yeah.
we can sneak it out of
Just
them or
drop it in passing.
Ooh, like a souvenir. Can we have a piece of your threshold crest?
Exactly
Why,
like
exactly.
that, Grog, exactly like that.
Shit, I've got all the good ideas today. I'm the leader. So what do we do until the gold comes back? Oh,
The door opens, the guard returns his food and hands it out to
Does
the
anybody
rest.
have money for a tip? Because I think you're supposed to tip them.
yeah.
You're not supposed to tip your guards.
Slams the door shut.
That's an Amon tradition. We're
tip everybody.
overseas, remember?
I'm blind.
Yes. Yes.
I like it here.
Who turns down money?
All right, you finish your meal.
It's delicious.
And prepare yourselves for an excursion into the city of Singorn to seemingly steal a piece of the Threshold Crest and the High Warden Terelda's travel hat.
I turn into Minxie and resign to the idea that I'm going to be sleeping with Garmelia and Trinket and just cuddle up next to them
You have a
in
book to
Minxie
read.
mode.
Are you coming with us though, Keyleth? Because we're
not-
actually
Oh, we're
on
not
the way
sleeping?
out.
No, it's like
Amazing.
1 in the afternoon, so we'll probably just go.
But blow a couple more spells.
Take a nap. Take a nap. It's fine.
So that's one use of your beast form.
Just come on, Ben.
I'll come on.
Just save it. You can stay like that. Just
Yeah,
walk
I'll-
close
Do you
to
want
me
to take a
and-
quick nap?
Am I going to freak people out if I walk
No.
around?
I hope so.
Lion?
Fuck
Is
them.
it
That's
tight?
what I say.
All right. You guys make your way outside into the city streets of Singorn to hopefully wait for the guard, who returns about 10 minutes later to tell you it has been scheduled.
Very good.
As soon as you wish, attend to the central palace, and there you will be greeted.
Lovely.
Yep.
Are you leaving now?
Yes. Yes.
Well, we waste no time.
Makes a big whistle, and the other guards come down and collect with him, and you now have the 4 guards watching you guys.
4?
Yeah,
there's
we're at 4 again.
Head to the head. I drop Minxie form
No,
because
oh.
that seems very aggressive.
As we walk, I say to Vax, "Oi, Vax, what is the reason for this meeting? What when we get in there? What are we saying to her?"
Can we have your hat?
I don't think we should lead with that.
No, probably.
Maybe work our way around to it. Well, I would like advice other than this little hairy man for how to get to the bog.
And also what we might face.
Yes.
And how we can fight what we might face.
She might know about Fenthras and the bow.
Exactly.
Wait, Scanlan, can't you go invisible too?
Sure, yes.
Well, if like you two little buggers just went off and like found it on your own while we were distracting Captain Fancy Hat.
Pretty sure the
Getting
guards
find
would notice.
Fenthras on our own? What?
Yeah, you know, you go invisible along with Fawny Tim over here, and you just go find the fucking hat.
Oh, the hat. The hat.
What if she's wearing
yeah,
the hat? What if the hat is on her head?
Probably
because
will be.
We kill everybody.
To be fair, that usually is the
over.
plan. And
Does it
thus
seem like the
ended
guy-
the story of Vox Machina, murdered terribly in the streets of Singorn by their own people.
600 elves.
Clutching a hat.
Tarantino film.
As you guys make your way
Gorgeous
towards the
Tri-Point.
palace, formulating your plan, we're going to go ahead and take a quick bathroom break here. Yes, about 10, 15 minutes or so. We'll be back here in just a little bit. So use your restrooms, stretch your legs, and come back. We'll see you all here in a few minutes. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Welcome back. First off, I want to say a big thanks to Amanda McLean for making our awesome graphic for our intermission. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. We are back. Brought to you by Loot Crate. So let's dive back in. As you guys make your way through the city of Singorn towards the palace to the northern, what would be the kind of northern side of the city, eventually you come upon the large, kind of slightly swirling stairs that lead to the front, the large brass and ivory surrounded doorway that leads to the interior. You guys have not actually been inside this palace before. You've only seen it from a distance, as your father would not let you get too close to the political center of the city. As you make your way up the stairs, you can see guards, the Varian guards step out in an aggressive and defensive way, but the guards to your sides immediately put their hands up and signal them to put their arms down and to stand at ease. You guys are brought to the front, the doors open, and a small, elderly elvish gentleman comes out, his long white hair almost touching the ground as he kind of shuffles up. He brings a small monocle up to the side of his face.
Yes. Do you have business within the palace?
Good day, mate.
Yes.
Good day.
We do. We have a meeting with High Warden
Terrelda.
Terrelda.
Let me see your papers. Oh, I see the right here.
Right there.
Very well, follow me, please.
He turns around and walks his way into the building. You all follow suit and are led through the main entryway into the palace itself. On the inside, you could see these giant archways that the pillars that hold them up look like trees that spread out to the top, like the stone boughs actually hold a canopy made of marble with beautiful portraits and long artistic renditions of the creation of Singorn and the people, each bloodline that has progressed and taken on the central political structure of the city as it goes. You could see busts of people who have been of historical importance to Singorn. And eventually you're brought to the very end of this hallway. Amongst a series of other offshoot hallways and doors, there is the next portion of this journey, this large central chamber. The door is already partially ajar. You are led into what seems to be the equivalent of a throne room, but it appears that there's a half-circle table in the center of the room and a series of chairs that now sit empty across from one side, your side. The other side of the table you see sitting quietly and patiently is an older elven woman. You can see the gray in her hair and the crow's nest at the corner of her eyes, which in elven years means she's quite old. She's probably close to 150 to 200 years old by your gathering. They can live quite a long time.
Okay.
She'd be the equivalent of like in her early 50s, late 50s.
Not old enough for our party to kill mercilessly.
No, that's a whole different gauge.
Throwback Thursday.
Is she wearing a hat?
She's not wearing a hat.
All right, she lives.
The guard behind kind of ushers you guys forward towards the chairs. You all get the idea that you should sit.
Oh.
We sit.
All right.
Are there chairs for all of us?
There are chairs for all of you, but Trinket, who currently one of the guards is kind of helping to put his hands out in front and keep back and be like,
No,
That's a good way to lose a finger.
I wouldn't mess with him if I were you, just to be safe. And I walk up and I give Trinket a kiss on the nose and I put him in his little Pokeball.
the guard kind of leaps back for a second. That's much easier. And
Just watch closely, buddy.
you step back, you all find your seats in this
Just tucked into
central.
my boobs, no big deal.
Buddy,
Big
buddy.
This meeting room pavilion, and as you all have your seat, you can see the High Warden waiting there patiently. Smile on her face, but definitely an expression that shows both intelligence and guard. As you all sit, she looks back at the group and asks,
So you've all come and made arrangements to meet with me. You've come quite a ways, and with very short notice. I'm curious as to what your reasonings are. Please, state your business.
You probably recognize the two of us, even if you don't know us. We're Sildor's children. This is my sister Vexalia. I'm Vax'ildan.
Strange. It has been some time since you've been within the city. Welcome.
Thank you.
We're back because we're searching for a certain bow. Fenthras. Said to be within the Merc something.
Bog of Eternal Stench.
Yeah, the Bog of Eternal
Bog.
Shadowmurk
Bog.
Shadowbog.
That's the one.
The Shademerk.
Shademerk.
that one.
That's the daddy. Yeah.
And it's not on a lark. We're not a bunch of fly-by-nights.
Shadowmurk.
We've already stopped to see Vex's and my father. Over the last several months, we have been dealing a little more closely than most would want, but with the Conclave, these dragons. We know that you are struggling to do the same. We have felled 2 of them. And I don't say that to brag, just to impress upon you how serious we are. We've come a long way, and we are in need of help. Thank you, darling. I think that the city's intentions are in the best possible place. Brings me a great deal of personal satisfaction, actually. I would like to offer our aid in service of the very same purpose. And that bow, in my sister's hands, will go a long way to felling more of these beasts.
Well, you strolled in here with a great deal of arrogance and an air of self-importance. Not in a way that is negative, more in a way that means you aspire, and I hope not reaching beyond your means. If you have indeed felled these 2 members of the Conclave, as you say, then perhaps this errand to the Shademerk is not as dangerous as one would expect. I would not deny you this, and if you indeed have these capabilities, you should have no issue surviving the Merc, you and your companions.
Sildor sent us here because he said you would know what we might face in the Shademerk.
Well, the Shademerk, as far as I understand, was once a very beautiful landscape. That once was the fountain heart of the Gilded Run. It provided the flowing rivers that spun throughout this entire region. There was an archfey many, many, many years before who was turned on by his beloved, who had been grown so spiteful, so full of angst and anger and vengeful thoughts, that it turned his heart dark and black, and he began to spill into the fane around him. It was there that these lands became the Shademerk. It was there that he became one with the land and corrupted it and turned it. Dryads turned foul and shadowed. Other creatures began to crawl up from the bog itself, and to this day feed off the life of those they can reach. The only thing that holds its spread at bay is the Gilded Run, the rapids. Now, it's found balance, and we watch it spread, as those who have lived here for a long time do. It does not force any sort of immediate threat to any of us, and it serves its own purpose. It has its new, I should say new, hundreds of years now, it's built its own sort of life, its own biome, and we could not be ones to mess with that, if you will. But it is dangerous, and it is, from those who have scouted far enough to see it, say it is akin to wading through an oil slick. It is to walk into a hungry swamp that never gives up its need to feed.
Sounds lovely.
Yes, quite. So
You say you've lived here. I know the city goes back and forth between the Feywild. Do you travel more freely?
I haven't in my older years. When I was younger, perhaps. It is important to maintain an idea of the current state of the Feywild every few decades, perhaps every generation, just to be certain when we have to undergo this transition that we don't come into the middle of a war zone in its own right. But I grow tired in my older years and find myself chained to politics more often than not.
How did you make that transition so easily? I know that the threshold crests are how the city gets around.
Well, there are thin areas between the planes. There are doorways.
Right.
And we have magical means to send small scouting parties between this veil.
Go on.
Would it be
But
possible
I
to...
don't want to be a bother, yes, but do they entail any part of those threshold crests? I'm wondering because perhaps we might find ourselves in need of traveling as well.
We know we're strangers, but we read much wisdom and experience in your eyes, and it would seem that you have encountered this place yourself or have experience in the past with those who have, and we're just looking for an edge, really.
You make a persuasion check.
Oh, do I want to roll this one or do I want to roll another
Oh, just
one?
pick one.
Okay.
The ever-plight of Laura Bailey.
Oh, that's a good. I'm glad I switched.
There are 300 fucking dice on this table.
27.
That's pretty good.
We have refined the art of creating the threshold crests. We have personalized enchantments that can be utilized for our trained spies, our trained guides, our trained scouts. We keep them under lock and key, but when an endeavor requires the transference between planes, we do on occasion allow these to go into the hands of our greatest guides.
If a party would be in search of an item that would be of great use to your survival, would that be worthy?
Listen, we know we're bastards.
Stop bringing up the bastard part!
Clearly. Look into my eyes. We share the same goal. Half of my blood is yours, and I want to kill the threat to your city and to all cities. I ask with complete humility. I know what I'm asking. Please.
Make a persuasion check.
Which one? Which one? Which one? Him or me?
Him.
Oh, fuck. Can I give him advantage? Can I help him?
Using luck.
Can I aid him?
No, he's got luck. He can do. He has his own.
Come Come on, you motherfucker.
I rolled the same thing, low number twice. No, that's a big 5.
Oh,
Wait, no, everything's 10. I thought everything was a 10. If you.
That is.
Oh, that's only for.
No, that's right. You're right. So that is. No, 13.
13.
It's just 13.
That's better.
It's better.
Why did you talk? I think she would have listened to me.
I appreciate your intent, and I understand that our current paths will hopefully align in the near future. However, such artifacts are very important to us and the business within Singorn, and I mean no offense in saying that you are no longer residents of our city. As such, no, I cannot provide you with these crystals. However, when the time comes and you retrieve this bow that you say you seek, I hope that we can count each other brethren on the battlefield.
Can I look around the room? Are there like any doors? Like can they open a jar leading into a bedroom with a hat on a rack?
Make a perception check, Rod.
Are there any guards in here with us, or is it just?
Yeah, the guards have led you in. They're just back by the front door you entered.
There's a hat rack and a Starbucks. That's what's in the room right there. There's a hat rack and a Starbucks.
19. Natural.
I'm rusty on my rules. That should have been a 17.
Ooh.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 3, but because of reliable talent, anything lower counts as a 10. A 10 plus my persuasion of 7 is 17. I'm just rusty.
I understand. Same answer.
That is racist.
No, that is a very, very closely guarded item that
cool.
would have required a roll of 20 or higher to succeed.
Damn it.
The whole time I was like, that
rolled.
seems wrong to me that it's so low.
Yeah, man, reliable talent's good for that reason.
God, why did your luck suck that time?
It's all right.
It's all right.
God,
Grog,
we might
glancing
as
about the
well
room,
It's over here, all right?
your suddenly strangely keen giant eyes in an elvish realm, you who can read patterns in rock and mountain faces, but when looking at finely crafted marble, it's just a big mess. See at the very, very back of the chamber what appears to be an imprint into one of the sculptures, one of the almost silver and brass lattice work that tends to look like climbing roots and vines across the back of the room. There's a door that is recessed within that, though it's hidden in the sculpture itself. Now, unless you have other business?
I have a little bit of business.
Yes.
Good, carry on. Sorry.
Everyone who meets me knows I am a collector of hats. I take out my beret and I put it on and I say, why this one was a very special beret I got by defending Whitestone against an invasion of vampires, single-handedly freeing the city from the scourge.
That sounds entirely believable.
Yes. It's a fine garment woven by a master craftsman. I hear you have a fine hat as well that you've been seen wearing about town. Is that true?
I wish I could say this isn't true, but it's actually true. He is genuine.
I have been known to have a few garments based on where I'm going, yes.
As a fine appreciator of the haberdasher arts, a connoisseur, really. Could you humor an old gnome like me and show me? I hear tale of a green hat, a tri-tip hat, right?
I thought it was blue.
It's green.
Blue
Was
hat.
it green? No, it might be green.
Bluish green.
He's also colorblind, I should mention.
Tri-tip, triangular. I just hear it's fantastic. I've never seen one quite like it up close, and I was wondering if I could take a look-see.
He's heard it's haberdashery.
Make a deception check.
I feel like this is
Walk in the park.
with disadvantage.
Yeah, because you didn't
Oh,
sleep.
no, you didn't sleep, Scanlan.
Well, that was a natural 20.
But
But the first one was a 6. wait. Luckily, it's plus 14, so 20.
bards!
From political requests to a hat collector, this is indeed a very strange afternoon in the palace. Yes, I can have one of my servants show you.
Thank you so much. It would mean so much to me. I've never met a hat I didn't like.
Then I'm certain you will be fulfilled.
Should we just wait here, or is it going to be a while?
No, I'll have a servant bring you up, and she puts her hand up, and the guards kind of open the door, and you see a servant walk out. What looks to be a younger elven man, actually probably about the age of Vax there, with kind of short, tattered hair, goes across in front of his eyes. He enters. Yes, mother.
Oh,
Could you please show this strange little gnome man to the hat room? Yes, of course, yes. Follow me.
That's a hat. There's a hat room. I have a hat room in my place, too.
That's splendid. Now, is there any other business?
So you would, just to be clear, lady, you would say that the river is probably our safest mode of entrance into the bog, then?
It surrounds the bog and runs past the southern portion of it, so you'll most likely come upon the river one way or another. Lest you wish to traverse the Green Sea, but that I would not recommend either.
So there's no real easy way into the bog, is what you're saying?
There's no easy way to anything in the Feywild, my child.
Got it.
Have you seen the tree yourself?
I have not.
Are there rivermen who run boats upon the river?
No, the river tends to run itself.
I had that coming.
I
had
don't-
that coming.
No, it's fine.
That was good. That was good.
Do you wish to inquire about my shoes? A coat,
All
perhaps?
my questions are
Oh my god, they're
headgear-based.
so cute though. They're amazing shoes. I didn't notice them until you pointed them out. I'm sorry.
That's what we're doing.
No, continue on.
Is that
Yes,
all?
I think that's all, yes.
All right. Good luck. I wish you the safety.
Oh, wait, lady.
High warden, high warden.
Hi, Warden. I'm sorry. I was just curious. It's my first time to Singorn, and you know, it's in the Feywild.
Be a tourist,
so
it's all right,
It's
go ahead.
special, right? Is there like a gift shop? You know, for like visiting the temple and, you know, like sights of Singorn type of shop.
I went to Singorn and all I got was this lousy shirt.
Right, right. You have to make that
Shirt
just
after
came a
this
long
one.
way.
I'll see what Brom can do. Brom, please escort them to some semblance of a gift shop.
Oh, thank you.
Good luck.
Now, I have important business to tend to. Good luck. Safe travels. Don't die. Let us see each other on the battlefield soon to slay a dragon. Now, please, be on your way.
We appreciate your time.
You guys get up and leave.
Good day.
Trinket.
Good day.
Trinkets in my necklace.
Good day.
That's right. Trinket is in your necklace. So Trinket does nothing.
Chicken does nothing but stare outside of the neck.
You make your way out of the room, the guards following suit. You can see the kind of lightish, brownish, reddish, tousled hair elven boy who's waiting you, wearing very fine clothing, though very baggy on his kind of scrawny frame as you all step out. He goes, all right, so I'm to take you to the hat room.
Yes,
I
please,
believe."
right away.
You're going to be very happy. It's quite the room.
The room I could care less about. It's those hats.
Well, I think you'll still be pleased. Are you all coming?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Traveling with Scanlan, we've all become amateur hat
I pull out my hat and I put it on.
I'm pulling out the rhinoceros horn.
Right.
And he pulls out a little masquerade mask and goes like, "Oh my goodness!"
Do you
You're
get
a
the
hatter
monthly
too.
news? You get the monthly newsletter?
Well, I used to until we
Oh, sure.
came to the Feywild.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
It's very boring these
Let me
days.
at this hat room.
Well, come, please. And he kind of darts off excitedly down the hallway. The guards groan loudly behind you. You make your way through the second hallway on the left through the palace, down a flight of stairs into a storage room. To the left, you can see what looks to be the entrance to some sort of a very heavily barred metallic doorway, about 10 feet wide, about 12 feet tall. Further down, you come to two doorways. He pulls out a key ring. Goes, no, not that. Here we are. It opens up into a small room, and you can see in here it's a display room. In here, you can see ornamental armor and helmets and all sorts of classic Singoran designs, which change often because, well, elves, when they don't have a lot of things to free their time with, it's all about designing new outfits and new armor. There's a whole display of great classic designs for the guards, for the watchers, for the people who first founded Singorn. It's like a history walk through. But there is a section that is primarily helmet designs for different stations. And it says, this is as close to a hat room as we have. This here is part of the original Temple of Ioun design. It is a delightful piece. And he's just going on talking about the
Do we see the hat that we're looking for in here?
You do see there is a small rack to the side, just kind of just for just things that are used, and you can see there are like wide brim, rainy day kind of carriage driving hats. You can see there are kind of far brimmed cloak hoods that are used for when horse riding quickly through rain. You can see there are a few more kind of curved up to one side archer based hats, and you can see there a nice green velvet hat that is kind of just resting across.
Is that the one area with hats?
Are they all just kind of jumbled in together?
They're all just kind of jumbled together in that corner, and then the actual helmets are against the wall in different setups.
And go ahead.
I nudged Vax, and I pointed at.
Scanlan, look at all those cod pieces across the room.
And then are the guards in here with us?
They are, yes.
How many?
I fucking fall.
Fuck.
I fall right in front of the guards, like on the opposite side of the room.
Which one?
I walk to the other side of the room and I fall over.
Prat
And
fall?
I eat fucking
knock it over.
shit.
Make a perform check.
Oh, shit. Can it be acrobatics?
No, acrobatics is avoiding the fall.
Ah, shit.
Okay, 19.
19.
I want to take some shit down with me. You know
And
what I
you
mean?
do delightfully so. You fall over, trip, go into a tumble, grab arm over, pieces of metallic armor clattering.
God, did you
It
see
seems-
that? Oh my God, Max, are you okay?
I think there was a marble on the ground.
You can see that.
And Keyleth turns to the guard.
Everyone turns that direction. What are you doing?
That was Lady Vexalia of the Baroness of Whitestone.
Look,
that
it's
marble,
not
I could sue you.
He seems to be fine.
I could sue you
Make
for
a sleight of hand check.
negligence.
It's
Hold on, he's making a check.
24.
Oh shit.
All right.
Distraction.
Soup. You take the hat, you place it away. Everyone seems to be focused on the currently yelling
I think I hurt my
Vexalia,
wrist.
Lady Vexalia.
You will get a letter from me, good sir. You will get a
This
letter.
was look.
Okay?
I apologize if your friend is clumsy.
Look,
this
your-
isn't part of our job description. Okay,
Your
it's been a very.
5-star review just went to a 4, okay? I just want to say.
Brom pushes away and goes like, "I am so terribly sorry. That was. I didn't mean. I hope this hasn't ruined your opinion of the hat room."
If we could just see a gift shop, I would be thrilled.
And I kind of say to the side, I go, pinch my knee, is that the one?
Are you feeling all right, sir?
Yeah, no, pinch my knee if that's the one.
Pinch
I
my
pinch his knee.
No, to the little satyr.
Oh, shit.
let's just find a gift shop. Lady Tyrell doesn't need to hear anything about this. Let's just move on.
Lady who?
High Warden. High Warden, Tyrell.
Tyrell does.
Tyrell.
Tyrelda.
Yes, well, there's another lady named
Oh, God.
Lady Tyrell who's
That's
what did
HBO.
you-
No, this is amazing what my handwriting does.
What
while
did
we're
you
up here.
put in that tea, Percival?
This is why I let you write.
What? No.
Well, I'm glad to see this hasn't ruined your opinion of our collections here.
Just the safety codes, really. Just
You know,
the
if
safety
you
codes.
took us to the gift shop, it might fix things.
Then
Okay.
come.
All right, let's just-
Please, I'm so
you two
flustered.
clean this up, and the two guards kind of go, what? Yes, my lord. And the two guards eye you very, very intensely as they walk over and start picking up all the pieces of armor.
I start pretending like I'm doing like a cure wound spell to her wrist.
All right.
You know.
As you guys make your way out with two of the guards now, two of them are now left behind.
As we walk out, I just make sure the two guys. I hope this didn't interrupt your schedule for today. It's just for your schedule. Your schedule.
Somehow their chin goes higher. It's impressive, really. You make your way through down another series of hallways back towards the beginning of the palace. He goes, it's not really a gift shop, but the closest thing that we could ascertain, based on your request, is we do have a small collection of gifts and knickknacks that we've received from allies over time that really aren't of much use to us.
Wait, you're taking us to the lost and found? Please.
No,
This is the High Baroness Lady Vexalia.
Perhaps you'll find something you like.
Yes,
I
it's
true.
Lost and Found is a wonderful place to
No,
No, this is.
It's a combination of lost and found and just gifts from political allies that didn't understand
I
the High
find
Warden's
lost things
aesthetic.
all
And,
the time. It's wonderful.
Yes, no, please. This way, please. And he leads you back to the main hallway you guys walk through, a little ways towards the entrance, and then another hallway to the left he unlocks and leads you into this. And this is straight up like a dark storage room. It is just boxes and boxes that are sealed, and he kind of lights a small lantern on the side. It flickers to life, and the flame itself, as opposed to a low oil lantern flicker, is like a bright glowing light. You can see this is actually a magically set lantern, as most of the lights in the city are just everlit torches or things that flicker on and off as a light spell. It illuminates the room around you, and you can see no one's walking here in a while.
And these are for sale?
No.
the taking?
These are for the taking. Should you wish.
Awesome.
What do we see?
Looking in boxes.
Go ahead and make investigation checks.
Yeah.
Can I ask a logistical question?
Sure.
What
Is Garmelie with us, or did we leave him behind?
You don't know.
What?
You don't know.
Grog might know.
Only Grog knows. 18.
Grog.
18.
Oh, for
19.
the
Are you
love
searching
of
Grog?
God.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
9.
Wait, is this an
Come on,
investigation?
natural 20.
Yeah.
Find
Natural one.
Oh, propeller beanie.
No.
Keyleth is distracted by the pretty light and the fixture.
Natural 1.
Scanlan summons up next to her and is equally distracted by this wonderful magical light. Like two moths to a flame. Percival.
9.
9.
Come on, 18 and 19.
Come on, 18 and 19.
All right. The two twins, well, you guys spend some time kind of looking through the nearby riffraff, and Brom kind of sits at the back, hoping you find something to satiate your need for gifts. The twins find their way through a few boxes, and you open up, and there's small, porcelain dolls of dressed up in ancient Emon's outfits and designs. You can see what looks to be very, very dusty craghammer design weaponry. You can see what looks to be a bunch of small game pieces that are, half of them have been lost, like a chessboard of some kind, but only part of it's there. This is really just like the junk room. This is where all the really bad Christmas presents get put, every year.
Is it
Oh,
like
thanks, it's great. And
Is it like Storage Wars where there might be something?
Yeah, like buried.
It could be, depending on how well you search.
Well, I searched terribly.
You did.
Keyleth starts talking up Brom. Brom?
Okay. Brom.
Brom, okay. So, Brom, where are you from?
Singor.
Good start.
We don't have
Nice.
We don't have to distract him. He said it's all for the taking.
Oh, it's all,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
really?
it's fine.
Oh,
We don't have to. No
Oh.
pratfalls or anything.
you didn't see any distraction.
Can I try to do
You
like an
didn't
I am
arcana
see
so
check?
anything.
confused by all of you.
Can I try to do an Arcana check to see if there's anything magic in the room?
Sure.
Do we have a...
Make an Arcana
I'll
check.
join you.
I won't.
Oh shit, I just rolled off the table. How did I do that?
16.
Your untrained, though natural arcane instincts reveal to you that...
I can speak with animals.
Yes, you can. There are no animals here.
Fucking
Nothing even remotely magical seems to cross your attention span, unfortunately. And you guys spend a good hour in here sifting through.
We do?
And
As we're digging in the corner, I say, you know, I thought maybe coming back here I might like the city a little bit better, and I was fucking wrong.
This place fucking sucks.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, there's nothing
Well,
in
wait,
here.
wait. Well, I mean,
No,
did we
no,
do?
let's
no?
leave.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's go.
Pick something pretty.
Your 4-star rating just went down to a 3.
I am picking something random from the room.
all right.
And I'll also pick something random out of spite.
All right.
I'll take this.
You have a fine tobacco box at your disposal now, Keyleth. You can write that down.
I like it. I chose it on purpose.
Percy, you find half of a jeweler's kit.
That's perfect.
That's awesome.
I'm excited.
Wait, did you say I had a?
Was it literally
I feel
cut in
we should
half?
all pick
Like
something
Listen,
random.
like
Yeah,
half the supplies are there.
Okay.
And did you say I had a half a tobacco box, or no, just a
You have,
tobacco box?
an older tobacco box.
An old tobacco box.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Smells like home.
Rama's point was, I hope you've all found something you liked.
Bye.
All right, I'll grab something random too. I mean, if we're all doing it.
All right. You reach into the single rain Walmart gift bag.
Yeah.
On the way
Come
up.
on, Secret Santa.
Come on, come on, come on.
Big money,
Go
no
for
whammies.
value.
No,
Damn it.
I'll do that.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
You bring out what looks to be a really intricately carved music box made of like dark wood.
Ooh,
That's cool.
that's kind of neat.
As you're gonna shake it, you're like ting ting, like the little remnants of the last winding kind of come through, and it seems to still play.
Sounds like shit.
Mine. I'm writing it down.
I want to reach in and grab something random
See,
too.
I told
All
you
right,
it's
boy.
fucking fun.
You reach in and you pull out a potato.
How did it get here? How?
But it's been there for a while. It's like the roots are growing out and everything.
Plants, leaves coming out of it. It's so
I'll
beautiful.
take a bite out of it.
That's a stale potato.
Make a constitution check.
Keela takes the potato. Great, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Oh, here you go, and I squash it in my hand.
Off the sides of it.
It's for the best.
Robert goes,
It's for the best.
if you could clean that up, and the guard goes, oh. And starts picking up the potato chunks off the
Down
ground.
to one.
Hey, gang, I feel like we've lost focus here. Maybe we should
Let's get out of here.
Oh, do we find any broken threshold crests?
Yes.
You do not.
Damn it.
Okay, wait.
all right.
Do we find any pictures of threshold crests?
No, we're
Or
fine.
like a postcard?
No, we're fine. We're fine.
Damn it.
Go.
All right.
We leave.
We leave.
Get out.
No.
We leave.
Let's go.
Get the hat.
Now,
No plan.
Brom leads you out of the room, closes and locks it behind. You guys walk back to the hallway that split off. You go past the large metal door again, find your way
believe
up
it got
into the
locked.
foyer area at the front of the palace. He goes, well, I hope I've been of help to you. I hope I've delivered your interest in seeing our fine selection of helmets and hats here in Singorn.
Yeah.
I am more than satisfied. I will write a 5-star review.
I don't know what any of that means, but I assume that's good, and I thank you for that.
That's awesome.
All right,
Take care,
goodbye.
Thank you.
Charming.
Good day.
Good day.
The guard that will clean up the potato follows suit. You guys now have 2 guards. The other 2 have not returned, so you have 2 guards now following you.
Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was like this recessed door up in the Queenie's room. But I don't know if maybe she would have some fancy stuff back there. But we can't shake these guards.
Well, some of us could slip in anyway, but what do you think we will find there?
Well, I don't know. I just noticed it because I
just
wasn't
be an
paying
office.
attention to all the talking.
I say we
I know. I think Percy and I can fake him out.
Fake him out? What do you fake
No,
him
no,
out?
Wait,
no,
is he
no,
around? Don't say it out loud.
No,
There's
we're-
no fake.
Nothing
ears.
wrong.
No faking.
No, it's It's legit.
I've got a plan.
Yeah.
It's not fake. I've got a plan.
Okay.
It's a good plan. But we should sit, recuperate, go somewhere quiet, and figure out how we're getting to the bog.
How long have we been awake at this point?
I mean, since you guys woke up this morning, I'd say 6 hours.
That's it.
Yeah.
We don't want to go try and bust one of the crests we already saw.
There's we would seriously like fuck it up. What if they can't get back?
Yeah.
Just from a chip.
Fuck.
They have an entire army to help fight Thordak.
These magical items, I don't trust
I didn't
them.
think that far ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, Vex, they could repair it. They have magicians here and stuff.
Thank you,
How do you
Scanlan.
repair it
To be
with
fair,
arcane
You know
juju?
what?
they said they
You
got
make
that
a very
from the
good
other
point.
side.
A very good point.
But they said they got these stones from the other side.
Maybe
from
we
our
should just
realm.
go fucking check them out.
I've got a thought.
The
Let's
two
just-
guards are
you
here the whole
know-
time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We should really go take a nap. I think we should go
I'm exhausted.
I'm just so
Hey.
sleepy.
a nap.
This dusk is really making me.
Vex, you hear muttered under the breath of one of the guards, "Thank God." Very low. Nobody else hears it.
I've got plenty of energy.
Is anyone else super duper tired? I
So
come back to the
tired,
guards.
tired.
Are you
I'm-
guys tired? I mean,
I'm
Tired.
So tired.
I look at the guards. I mean, are you guys tired? I mean, how do you even know what fucking time it is, right?
Right?
Do you wish to be escorted to your quarters
I
then?
would love to get some sleep.
Please follow us. And they both lead on, leading you back to the rooms you guys had set for the evening's rest. Eventually, you get to your rooms. The guards stay stationed outside, and you are led into your individual spaces.
There's windows though, yeah?
Yes.
And the guards leave us in our rooms, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
wait, are we all in our own
Yes,
individual
we're
rooms?
all in a room together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
We're all
have
in a room
earrings we can
together.
talk anyway.
Hi,
We're
hi.
So you all go
just
into a room
super
together.
Super
then.
happy all together.
This
You have like 4 rooms at your disposal, and you all say, "We're gonna go sleep," and all go into one room with a broken bed.
Yeah.
We're
No,
a
we can-
close-knit
Okay.
family.
You can make your own
We can go into
assumptions.
our own rooms and I can fix it if we don't want to tip people off.
No, we do what we want.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
fucking close,
we do
man.
what
All
we
right.
want.
You guys,
There will be
you
no
guys all
consequences.
enter. You guys all enter the largest room where you met before, and as you all find your way in there, one of the guards goes,
Prayer.
You're going to
it's for
sleep."
prayer. We have to pray.
And we
Remember,
need
right,
food.
Grog?
We're actually quite hungry again.
Oh, yes, we're very holy.
And yes, it is. It's been quite a while. I'm rather hungry.
We all
again.
sleep together. It's a polyamorous thing.
I told you we were holy.
Scanlan and Vex, make deception checks, please.
Perception?
Deception.
Deception.
Oh.
21.
Oh, it's
That's the line that goes through.
When you say you're tired and ready to rest, the guard goes, "Mm-hmm." And then when you say polyamorous, the guard goes, "Oh."
Yeah, man. We are freaky.
I grab Grog by the circlet thing and say, "Come on, I'm tense. Let's go."
The two guards. The two guards look at each other and take 2 steps away from the room. We'll keep a close watch. As you all
Not
And
too close.
Keela says, we're totally polyamorous.
That you. No.
And I turn Percy and Vax into squirrels with polymorph. See?
The 2 guards look at each other,
Polyamorous.
very, very disturbed, and say, "You've already shared too much. We don't judge. Just please go sleep." They both kind of hold their blades at the ready, both just like, "What is my life right now?" All right.
We may need you to clean up for us later.
Please go sleep.
Thank you.
All right. You guys are now closed off inside your room
Squirrels.
as squirrels. What are you going to do?
All right.
Okay, I dropped polymorph.
All right.
Right.
That's what polyamorous means, right, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Gormili, show thyself.
He appears and goes like,
Was that true?
No.
he has his sketchbook at the ready and it's like, because I mean,
No.
You don't know.
well, closes the book.
So, I believe someone here took a hat.
I might have a hat for you. The other adventure didn't turn out so well, and I really want to give you this hat. Wondering, oh fuck it, I don't have anything to say. Take the fucking hat.
And he puts it on. It's a little small. But he goes, it's fine. Smiles back.
It looks
It's kinda-
pretty good.
So worth it.
Yeah. That was definitely worth it.
He seems extremely proud and happy that this hat is now in his possession. One of two. Now for the second part.
Any ideas there, Gormili?
No.
Well,
You've passed by those threshold crests
Well,
several times, I'm assuming.
look, let me get this straight, Gormili. You require of us a piece of a threshold crest.
Yes.
Any threshold crest.
Yes.
Just as long as it's a threshold crest.
Yes.
It looks like a crest.
That's a threshold crest.
A threshold crest.
Crest.
Okay,
Sure.
Keyleth, the thing we talked about.
And I start casting stone shape right under the threshold of the door to the room that we're in. And I cut out a crest in from the threshold.
What crest do you create? What does it look like?
A white stone crest from the threshold of the door.
We break it.
There's a piece of your threshold crest.
Don't cast friends
That
on
is a
people,
good
it's not
deal.
nice.
You watch as his pointed ears slowly slink back and his hair stands up all across the back of his head. His beard almost bristles out into spines as he kind of, the hat goes and pops off and hits the ground. He snatches it up,
It's your hat.
grabs the piece.
That's your threshold crest. Piece of a threshold crest.
Thank you. Well, it appears
Onward and
that
upward.
our deal has been kept.
He snaps his fingers and you feel like this sudden, this very, very almost unnoticeable pressure kind of at the base of your neck that you had felt since you made the deal. Release and absolve.
I love the Feywild.
On both of you. So, all right, so,
Well, at least I got the hat out of it. So, the shade mark then.
Eh?
Come, follow me. Grab your things.
Shit.
Let's go.
I cannot wait.
now, he vanishes,
Ah.
and Grog, you feel a little tug on your finger, pull you forward.
I fought.
I had that coming. We now have even more of a reason to make haste. This is a very small room, and I've been following behind him for quite some time. Let's go, now, quickly.
And you see a Grog being pulled forward by the finger, and you guys kind of get the feeling that he's leading you out of the city, invisible by Grog's finger.
We're going this way. Follow me,
Follow
chaps.
the finger.
Are the guards following?
The two guards are following as you guys make your way.
That
Yeah.
was really fun.
Exactly. My
Good
hair's
sesh,
messed
guys.
up.
Good sesh.
Good. That was really.
Thanks, Grog. I feel loose as a goose. Let's go see this bog.
And I transform into a goose and come out as a goose.
Never mind.
Loose goose.
The guards follow at a very healthy distance now, both kind of whispering to each other as they watch you walk.
I think we made a really good impression on this city coming down.
I'm gonna kill you later.
You guys are led back through the main portion of Singorn towards the front gates where the Watchers reside. The doors are opened for you, and you are escorted out the front gate where the guards very happily leave you to be. And both turn around at each other and go, and they walk back inside the confines of the outer Singorian wall. You guys are now back out into the wilds of Singorn. The finger tugs leads you out past the front of the city, through the kind of marsh-like mandrake fields that you initially traversed when you made your way to Singorn, and then find your way back into the ever-shifting grasses, heading duskward, towards where it seems the dusk sun is setting.
Duskward.
Always duskward.
I hate that direction.
There's also nightward, seaward, or tangleward. Which would you prefer?
Are those different directions? Or
Yes, those are different directions.
Tanglewood?
Did you say Tanglewood?
Tangleward. It was mentioned before, yeah.
Oh. I just thought of the Disney movie and I think I skipped out.
I'm pretty sure that the people in the Feywild haven't seen that.
No.
Not yet. They're waiting for it to come
You
to
know.
Blu-ray. Theater. All right, so you make your way towards where the grasses get heavy again, and you see Garmelie once again take visible form again and be like, oh, sorry, that concentration for a while really gets to you. I'm so glad to be out of that stuffy place. So, shall we? Writes his hat. Even him writing it's a little crooked to one side, and he begins marching duskward, leading you guys.
Onward to the theater!
No! No theater! We are avoiding the theater. No!
Garmelie, how far of a journey is it to this bog?
Say about 4 times since we met.
Okay.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
4 days.
Four times since we've met. 4
days.
times since we've met.
I'm just curious, why are you so worried about the theater? I love the theater.
I have my reasons.
And he continues walking forward.
Thanks, great. Good
It's
talk.
been 14 hours since we've met.
Can we travel any faster than that? Can we mist? Can we tree? Can we...
We could do
Wait
all
a minute,
of
you
those
can.
things.
If you know a tree is. That would be pretty stupid to just pop out of the cancerous tree. But if we know a tree is there, couldn't you potentially just fucking do it?
You've had a lot of good ideas.
Well-
That's a bad idea.
Wait,
wrong.
Caleb, what if you just open up the cancerous tree, we reach through, we grab the fucking bow, and then went out?
Well, you're not entirely wrong. I don't know if I can teleport via plants because generally that takes knowing the plants. However, I do have tree stride,
Yeah.
and which means we can. Nope, never mind. I can only do that on myself.
What if you.
We are not sending Keyleth the goose
That seems.
into a bog to retrieve a bow from an angry, cancerous tree.
But I'm Lucy. I'm a Lucy.
That would look amazing on an epitaph, I'm just saying.
We can mist there. If
Would that save time? I don't remember how fast.
I might have to take a hot nap.
Okay.
A hot nap?
Yeah.
Didn't you guys just take a hot nap?
Yeah, though. Yeah. The answer is yes. I can do all those things.
Well, let's travel for a bit, and then we'll take a proper break.
If we can get to the edge of the bog, then we'll take a sleep, and then.
Wait, I think the edge of the bog is kind of farther than that.
We'll start our journey, and then the next leg of our journey.
All right,
Yeah, let's keep going.
Until we're tired.
There's another one.
I like the sound of that.
Oh.
So, onward to the. Most impressive for a lady.
Thank you. That's a Baroness burp.
It's Robert Durst shit.
As you guys push on further northward at the behest of Gormili, you push for another 2 hours or so through the ever-shifting grasses, and as you get further and further north, the color of the grass seems to go from like that deep verdant green to almost a maroon purplish color.
I pop trinket out of the necklace.
He attacks some of the grass and chews it up.
Yeah, get it.
Don't touch the grass, it'll get angry at you. It'll yell at you for a week.
I don't think that applies here.
It's okay, darling. It's okay. Keyleth. What? Do not yell at my bed.
I was just trying to protect him.
I give him some grass.
Don't!
It's fine, it's fine.
That's fine.
And just keeps going forward through the grass fields.
Does the grass seem angry?
No, it just seems to be changing color.
Suck it, grass!
As you say that, the grass goes from like a purplish color to a deep, deep red around you.
Oh, God.
Because you suck out the joy of all of us living around you, and you're so
That's
amazing.
even worse.
Grass.
Not a compliment.
You're still going in the same direction.
I mean, you suck out.
I grab Keyleth's
All of
hand.
you.
Let's take a walk. Let's take a walk.
Okay.
Let's take
All
a
of you,
walk.
as you're walking, the actual grasses around you are getting more and more dense and are like catching on your feet, and you're finding
sorry,
it actually.
Grass.
Your
Wait.
progression is getting
Sorry.
slower and slower.
Wait, no. I have land stride, which means I don't slow against any plants.
Yeah,
it's
so you're
just
fine.
You.
You coast ahead,
Oh, that's
untouched.
not-
The rest of the party, it's like they're about
What a
going through
dick.
waist-high thickets. The grass
I thought
looks
it was for
gentle,
everyone. I'm sorry.
but as soon as it hits your body, it rakes across it, almost like very, very fine, serrated plants, and it's like catching on your clothing and pulling you back. It's almost like since those statements were made.
You know, I have a hooded lantern. I could just like set this whole fucking thing.
No.
Keyleth, just
The
try-
red goes to a deep, deep cinder-like
I have
red.
to roll initiative on grass?
Does no one... I'm going to take a moment.
I feel like the grass feels our emotions.
Your emotions? Because you yelled at it.
Lovely field, I apologize for the rudeness of my compatriots. We will be gentle, trouncing through you. We will make as little mark as we can and enjoy the splendor of your ever-changing colors. You are majestic. You are windswept. I'm flirting with grass. You are everything I could hope for in a beautiful view.
I sing a song.
What do you sing?
Keep growing, keep flowing, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what scandal's for.
Percy, I want you to make a persuasion check against the grass.
Can I do an interpretive dance pretending to be
adding
grass?
the D10 inspiration
Oh,
die.
D10 inspiration. Come
Do
on.
an interpretive
As
dance.
Keyleth does an interpretive dance.
That plant.
That was
a-
leaning.
that was a leaner.
That was
That was a
leaner.
leaner.
Leader, go.
That jumped,
Okay,
but
okay.
that's still fine. It's a persuasion check.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. 7, 8,
Ooh.
24.
What was it?
8. 8 plus 6 plus 7, so 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 7, 8, 6. It's hard to
21.
count.
It's more than
Between
Thank you.
the interpretive dance of Keyleth amongst the
It's too
tattered,
much, it's
angry
too much.
grasses,
9, 10,
the
11,
beautiful
12, 13,
vocal
14, 15.
stylings of
21,
Scanlan
it is
Shorthalt,
21.
and Percy speaking out a wondrous
Plus 6.
poem
It's
towards
fine, it's
the,
math, it
the
works.
ever-shifting grasses.
It's a 6.
You
The
watch
point is
as,
it works.
as the deep bright red subsides into the relaxed purple and eventually goes back to a dull green, and you find your traveling no longer impeded as it once was.
Yay.
Good job.
Good job.
You successfully parlayed with a field.
First doors, then grass.
Don't talk shit to grass.
how do you want to mow this?
So, about another half an hour of travel before the distance ahead of you, you can see the dark edge of what looks to be another forest ahead of you, wide and almost end to end. You see it. A lot of these wooded areas almost meet the horizon. It's like you're stepping into just an endless wall of trees. As you begin to approach closer to the edge, Garmelie looks up and says,
All right, so we have choices now. We have the Moonbrush before us, or we have the Green Sea, which is far seaward of here. I would recommend the Moonbrush.
Then we should go the other way, because we don't trust a fucking thing you say.
Very
To be
well.
fair, the
No,
High
the High
Realm
Warden did say
to avoid the Green Sea.
said to avoid the Green Sea.
Why do you recommend the Moonbrush?
Because it's the only real route to get to the Gilded Run.
What is the Gilded Run?
The
Gilded Run are the rivers that surround it.
Right, those.
Yes.
Yes.
You're looking for the Shade Murk. You have to get through the Gilded Run to get to the Shade Murk. You have to go through the Moonbrush to get to the Gilded Run.
Where's the theatre?
No theatre!
Well, so we're going through the brushy moon.
Yes.
Let's do
Come,
it.
come.
Yeah? Are you okay with that, Scanlan?
I'll allow it.
How long have we been awake?
You are been awake for about 12 hours now, I'd say.
Got a few more.
If we want to mist there, then we have to sleep.
Yeah.
But we'll press on for a few more hours.
Certainly. About another 40 minutes of foot travel before you begin to hit the edge of the Moonbrush Forest. As you approach, Garmelie says,
All right, so things you should know about the Moonbrush. One, it is home to a number of denizens,
and as you look ahead, you can see it's a thick fog that just permeates the entirety of this forest. You can see the outline of every tree trunk towards the outer rim of this entire brush. The canopy of the trees themselves are like long weeping willows that kind of sag and give this very kind of ominous feeling to the entire forest. You can see small mountain spires breaking through portions of the tree line in the distance occasionally, miles between each other, sometimes clustered far closer together. He says, there is a clan of sorts that lives amongst the forest. We'll try our best to avoid. They are natural hunters, and they are of the lichen persuasion.
Oh.
So, best that we avoid interaction. They are well read. They have a society. We should touch none of it.
Question. You mentioned we are going into the Moonbrush with lichen hunters?
Yes, it's a necessity.
Yeah, no, it sounds like
That
it.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, but they do have natural enemies. There is a faction of pixies that live within, known as the Wishers, and they are forever locked in a struggle. So avoid both. Do not get involved at all, and we'll be fine.
Great.
Do the lichen tend to populate the trees, or if we stay up high, do we maybe avoid them?
Actually, they travel mostly in the trees. That's the easiest way for them to hunt, is unseen.
Well, there you go.
That's awesome.
So this,
They are ruled by a singular lichen lord, goes by the name of Ururat.
what?
Ururat.
Ukurat?
Ukurat.
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 Ukurat or Udurat?
Ukurat.
Ukurat.
Ukurat. U-K-U-R-A-T. He is to also be avoided.
Is that an elven name? Is that an elven word?
It was once.
Dude, would I know it?
Wait, he used to be elven?
Meaning.
He used to be elven.
They all used to be many things. He happened to be elven at one time, yes. So, anyway, we'll avoid them, and avoid the Wishers, and also those things, the little plants that you saw before.
Mandrakes?
Mandrakes, also everywhere. Avoid them.
Okay.
We'll just avoid the other things I mentioned. So, shall we?
Yes.
And he begins to step and march up to the edge of the Moonbrush.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Fine, we've killed dragons. We'll be fine.
I'm so stoked right now.
Did we? Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Guess. Yeah.
you guys make your way into the dark Moonbrush itself. And as you walk into the forest immediately, you can hear the swell of distant crickets. Thousands upon thousands, sourcelets fill the air around you.
Audience, please.
That works. I was going to look for cricket sounds here, but that's also totally doable.
Someone's got a really good one.
Half-dead parrots.
As you walk in,
Someone actually
the
has a
actual
cricket.
dusk light that has permeated the Feywild begins to give way to the first signs of night. You can look up through the different breaks in the tree line. You can see stars for the first time. And you can see what looks to be a very, very dull white glow of moonlight hitting some of the trees and breaking through some of the treetops themselves. The underbrush itself is very soft and spongy with a lot of leaves that have fallen and kind of given this kind of soft setup. As you guys push forward for another half an hour or so, you, in particular, Vexalia, come upon what looks to be a series of stones. What looks to be a series of small structures, almost like not like buildings per se, but intently placed obelisks of raw, rough stone. And as you come across and look on that side, you can see what looks to be the base of one of the mountain spires that sticks out with a large cave.
Do I see any kind of markings on the obelisk?
Make a perception check.
Get out of here!
What'd you get?
Natural one.
Natural one.
I know!
They just look kind of rough and old. They've been placed there. This old magic.
You're so bad at D&D.
God, I suck!
But what you do see around the ground, right out in front of this cave, what appears to be hundreds and hundreds of small objects, piles, what looks like fruits and flowers and bones and stone carvings, all sorts of just things placed in front of this cave.
Can I do a nature check on one of the bones to see if I can identify where it came from?
Okay. So you head out and take one of the bones and look at it. Go ahead and make a nature check.
You know, the closest bone. I don't want to. Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That ain't nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's not. 28.
28. This bone belongs to a larger bird, like a great eagle. You can't quite specifically make out what it is, but it's been carved with the small letters into it of a language you can't understand. It looks like it's some sort of a ritual item that's been placed there in the ground. But as you pick up and make this moment notice,
I'm going stealth just cause.
What did I do?
you all hear a giant echoing roar come from the cave.
Was that fast enough?
What'd you roll?
30.
30. Okay, yeah. You just out. You are gone. The rest of you, right at the outside of the small clearing where all of these small objects have been kind of clustered in place, hear this rumbling, loud roar come tearing through.
I step back with the bone.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I pull the broom out from behind my back.
Okay.
Can I lean the bone over to Vexalia
hat,
and be like,
obviously.
She shows you the bone.
is this draconic?
Is it draconic?
It is not draconic.
God fucking
What is it?
damn
Anything that I recognize though?
What languages do you know?
Elvish, Abyssal,
Abyssal, Sylvan,
Undercommon.
No, none of those.
Shit.
Son of a God.
However, at this time, the trees behind you two, because the rest of you guys were kind of staying back.
Who's you two? Who's you two?
Vex and Keyleth. The trees shift and close off the exterior. As you turn towards the entrance of the cavern, you can see emerging from the front a giant. It's hard to really tell the first moment that it appears, but you see what looks to be a gargantuan dire bear-like entity made of crackling blue ghostly energy, shimmering translucent, not actually a physical form, but massive in size.
Trinket, go kill
Wait,
that
wait,
thing.
did we get cut off? Did Vex and I get cut off
Yep.
from everybody else?
Everybody else.
Shit! I grab Keyleth's wrist and I fly into the air.
I hold on for dear fucking life!
As you grab her wrist, as you fly up, the trees close off, and you go slamming into the tree boughs. You lose the broom for a second. Go ahead and hold your grip. Make a
but I have a
strength check.
Strength check!
We can't even see them, Matt?
You guys can't see them, they just closed off in the trees.
On!
Do something
Is that a saving throw or is just a check?
Just a check.
5.
5?
Come on, even
You lose grip of the broom, and both Vex and Keyleth tumble down about 20 feet. You both suffer 7 points of damage as you
damn
slam
it.
into the center of another pile of what looks like knickknacks and things that are gathered on the floor.
All right.
So at this point, your mind hits that these are probably offerings. These are things that are left as some sort of offering to this bear-like spirit entity that exists in this cave.
Ghost bear.
The bear, which is now coming up towards you on the ground, looks to Keyleth.
I cast speak with animals.
Okay, you cast speak with animals.
Yeah.
Like I taught you, like I taught you.
And I say, we mean you no harm, great ghost bear. In fact, we brought you an offering and we just accidentally touched the other offering of yours.
Où est la bibliothèque?
The cheese is old and moldy.
None of the bear's face moves at all, but an echoing voice in common, not animal speak, comes blasting into both of your minds. And those of you guys outside of the trees trying to find a way through also hear this echo.
You have entered the domain of Orlan. You destroy and disgrace that which was gifted. What do you offer in response to your travesty?
We have a hat.
Oh,
We have a really good hat.
I've got an old tobacco box I got from Lost and Found. Wait,
Ooh,
Of
yeah,
that
that's pretty
thing?
good. I offer him a tea set.
As you pull the tea set up, the bear claw reaches out and smashes it out of your hand. It goes scattered and breaking against one of the stones.
It's
Goes,
You walk into the realm of the wild, unwatched, unrespecting. The beasts of this land hold no kinship with you. You will prove the offering yourself.
No,
and the
I
tongue
turn
licks the lips.
in what? I turn into a giant scorpion. Gah!
The scorpion form takes form, as it does the bear.
You want an offering? You can have mine.
Make a persuasion check on that.
Oh God.
By the way, am I hidden in with them or outside?
You're outside.
21.
Good job, Keyleth.
Thank you.
I sense you have kinship with beasts. You may pass, though I will not forget this infraction. You shall be the prize.
Oh, God.
The giant bear is now looming over you now, and its size is so immense, probably 15, 20 feet at the top of its shoulders.
I
You call
drop my
Trinket?
I call
polymorph.
Trinket.
Okay, Trinket leaps out of your necklace and lands right beside you and just roars. Up to the spirit. The spirit pulls back. Roars back. And Trinket is so tiny by comparison. It's like
little
up to
and
the
so
elbow.
cute.
But Trinket lashes out at the giant bear, just leaps up towards it, pushes into it, and kind of starts tearing at its throat. The giant bear takes Trinket with one claw and slams him into the ground. Trinket rolls and gets back up. You can see a little blood at the corner of its mouth and just lunges again. This time jumping up onto the bear's back and clawing up onto its top of its torso.
Trinket!
The bear kind of.
He's pretty cool.
The bear head looks up at Trinket, now gnawing onto its hide, seemingly to no real effect. And the bear just reaches up and grabs Trinket and plucks him off the side and sets it down next to you. The bear now begins to speak in the language of bears, which only you can understand at this moment. It says,
You walk with this one. Is she your charge?
and Trinket voices back. You hear the up to the bear as you hear coming out.
She is everything. Her life is mine. You take her, you take me, or we walk on and remember you as a kind soul.
The giant bear looks down.
Very well. If you were at her side, I take your charge as well.
And the spirit bear steps forward, passing through you, and passing through Trinket's form, and what feels like this rush of warm air, and then disperses into a series of sparkles. You watch the energy slowly drift down and fade into the ground around you, and everything gets quiet. The trees slowly creak back and open the perimeter of this forest around you, leaving you alone. And Trinket comes up and kind of licks your face. As he's looking at you, you look down and you can see the necklace that you hold is actually kind of shimmering with the blue light that passed through you, and it slowly fades to its dark, normal form.
You're part bear now.
So that's your new item card for the Raven Summit. So
I don't know.
So I gotta finish this quickly because we gotta get to the Q&A. But as of this point in time, and I'll give you an ability card, but Trinket now benefits from your hunter's mark. And has an ability called Primal Fury he can use once per short rest that I'll get to next episode.
Okay.
As you all gather around this moment of silence, this quiet tension that is now dispersed, you see Trinket lift up Vex from the base of her cloak and put her back on her feet, nuzzles the side of her, and you can see the trees open up ahead a little wider than they were before, leaving some moonlight to hit the two of them. And that's where we'll go ahead and leave this session this week. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us here live. This has been an awesome, incredible first experience for all of us.
Wow.
Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching with us this week. We're looking forward to the Gen Con show in a few weeks, so some of you guys over on that side of the U.S. can hopefully come and see us here as well and join in this fantastic energy that tonight was just filled with. So hopefully we'll do more of these as time progresses.
Thank you, Luke Reed.
Well.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you, Luke Reed, for supporting us and being so awesome, being a fantastic sponsor. Yeah, I guess, is it Thursday yet? We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Yeah.